Funnels are the future.
Funnels.
Funnel.
Funnel. Funnel.
Funnels. Funnel agency.
Funnels. Funnels. Funnel.
Funnel. Funnel. Funnel. Funnel. Funnel.
This is the next evolution. Me and Alex, online, using funnels, have generated over $1 billion in sales.
Shaqir's quickly become one of the biggest leaders in this industry, and he's a phenomenal teacher who really cares about his students and the people that he works with.
For my good friend and mentor, Mr. Shaqir Hussyin, since following his training, I've been able to go on and bank over $10 million in sales, which has been able to give me the life that I've always dreamed of. Listen and follow to everything that Shaq has got to say, because believe me, it will change your life just like it has done mine.
I have had probably one of the most amazing experiences hanging out with Shaqir Hussyin in his penthouse. So I literally flew all the way from Los Angeles, California, here to London. I haven't done any sightseeing. I came here with a purpose. I'm a pastor, I'm a man of God. And so when you find brotherhood with other men of God, people who are guiding their business with ethics, with morals, with principles that are beyond this earth space, it causes you to understand and experience a deeper level of connection and a deeper level of impact. There's a lot of folks out there in this space that are gurus, they're, experts, they're thought leaders. But in all my time being in this space, I have not yet met someone who not only is at the top of their game, but yet is also so humble to let you know everything about what's going on in their business. You can learn a lot from people's success, but you can also learn a lot from a person who's willing to share every mistake they've ever made and guide you along the way to show you how you can avoid the same mistakes. The things that I'm taking back home with me are going to help set me up to provide a better future for my family, to help other people that I'm helping out and teaching and training in my own business as well. And so it's completely worth it, completely worth flying across the pond to be out here in London. So thank you again, Shaqir.
Hello, my name is Mark Boness, founder of We Build Tribes and 2 times 2 Comma Club Award winner. Now, I didn't know who to trust until I met Shaqir Hussyin. I hired Shaqir, and the first thing that he did was to go through my business to help me to save money. And then he showed me how to make more money up front. As a multiple 7-figure business owner, I was used to making money in my business, but not money in the bank up front. Just this week, Shaqir, through his work, helped me to make $107,000 cash in the bank up front. And that's something that I've never experienced before, all thanks to Shaq. So if you're looking for a mentor to take you from where you're at now to a whole new level, you've hit 7 figures, you want to go higher, hire Shaq. I can't recommend him enough. And I will be staying and working with Shaq for a lifetime.
So I just want to say great job on being here. We have a power-packed session here today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up maybe 2 to 3 people just to get your feedback and get your biggest takeaway. Today, we're going to be doing today and the next 2 days. Okay, so this is just day 3. How many of you have had amazing value so far by a show of hands? Okay, cool, right? And those of you who haven't turned your video on, turn your video on. Okay, it's very important when you're coming on, make sure your video is turned on. We're going to give it a few seconds for everyone to turn their video on. What's up, Cam? What's up, Cynthia? I hope you're enjoying this so far, because some of it's mind-blowing. Okay, I get it. Some of you are from corporate, working 9 to 5. Most people are either in a job or they're trying to start an online business. And, when you come and see the success stories that have come through, I say all praise to God first. Okay, it's not because I'm special or anything. I've just been very blessed. Okay, how many of you feel very blessed to be here just by a show of hands? When you look at the world, people are still so skeptical of being able to make money on the internet. If you go around and you talk to the average person, okay, now think about it, people in your friends and family, they'll still think that you're crazy for wanting to start an online business. Who agrees? If you agree, type into the chat box, I agree right now. Okay, go to the chat box right now and type in, I agree, if that's you. And let me tell you something, right? When I was getting started back during the last recession, I remember very clearly my friends and family telling me, this internet stuff is not going to be around for long. It's a fad. How many of you have heard of that? The internet is just a fad. When Facebook came, people said, Facebook is for this and that. When TikTok came, everyone said, it's only the young 15-year-olds that are dancing on TikTok. Yes or no? Okay, as I know people that are making $10,000 a day, not a month, a day, $10,000 a day on TikTok. And then there's the majority of people that are there out there saying skeptical. They're going to beat you down from your dreams. They're going to say it's not realistic. How many of you know what I'm talking about? So for you, one of the ways for you to create massive results is to create clarity in your life. Okay. Today, the day after tomorrow, the next day, and for those of you who are going to enroll in our VIP masterminds for 2023 and beyond, we're going to be supporting you so that you are getting massive amounts of clarity, confidence, courage, where you can have not one, but multiple streams of cash flowing business. How many of you would like to have multiple streams of cash flowing income? Go into the chat box right now and type in multiple streams of income. Okay, go and type this in, go and claim it, right? Most people are too scared to even share what their dreams is because they're so afraid of judgment, of insecurity, or they're going to sound stupid. Guys, when I was dead broke, my first goal was I want to be a millionaire. How many of you with me? Okay, I was like, man, I want to be a millionaire. Then when I started getting mentorship from millionaires, they said, what you want to do, and I'm going to share this concept with you, is you want to get good at making your first $10,000 per month. Does that make sense? So it's okay for you guys and girls to go out and say, hey, I want to make MSI, multiple streams of income. I want to go out and crush this. I want to start making money. I want to start making millions. But it starts off with the first number, which I believe is 10K per month. How many of you would like to make 10K per month? Type into the chat box right now, 10K. All right, we're going to go live in a handful of different groups right now, all of my Facebook groups. We're going to have around 100 people here watching this very shortly. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, because just like yesterday, we talked about the funnels methodology. Today, we're going to go a little bit further, and then what we're going to discuss and what's going to really help you, every single one of you here, what we're going to really do is go and create a master marketing plan. Write this down. Mastering marketing is the key, is the ultimate leverage point. Okay, it's the ultimate leverage point. The reason why you find so many people that are passionate but broke, so many people that are wanting to make money but they struggle, is because they do not know how to market. Marketing is essentially being able to bring people to you instead of you chasing the people. Does this make sense? So is this making sense? Give me a thumbs up if it's making sense. I can see everyone's face right now. If you're just joining us, turn your camera on, turn your videos on. Okay. During these 5 days, I'm going to be selecting a handful of people and giving them some amazing game-changing prizes for showing up live, turning their camera on, and most key, doing the homework. Okay, I'm also going to be sharing with you what I consider the old way of making money online and what is the new way. So with that being said, we're going to just crack on right now. And I want to introduce you to some of these concepts, some of them that you may have heard, but you can know something. And if you're not executing, then you're not making money. So a lot of people have said to me, Shaq, you know what? I really want to make money. And I've bought all these programs and I've learned bits and pieces here, but I feel like I haven't put the pieces of the puzzle together. How many of you kind of feel like that? Okay, one of the things that I and my team, okay, we do here is we focus on one thing, which is being your last and final mentor. Okay, so the programs that you'll purchase from us is, consider this the last and final program that you'll ever need to buy. Who's with me? Imagine, for example, imagine you said to yourself, you know, I've been trying to make money online for so long, okay? But I want to do it once and for all. I want to have one mentor, one system that you commit to. How many of you would like the idea of that? Okay, and write this down. Put in a box, grab your pen and paper right now, and put in a box information. Write the word information down, write down information. And then what I want you to do is cross that word out and right next to it, put implementation. See, information makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Okay, what does warm and fuzzy mean? Information is when you watch this beautiful YouTube video, some guy has spent 6 months or a year, or you watch an amazing documentary and you feel like, oh my gosh, I just learned something. Okay, this is information. When something new comes into your life. Does that make sense? Now, to make money, whether it's your first 10 grand a month or to make $1 million a month or $10 million like many of my clients, okay, guess what the difference is? They go from information to implementation, okay? And so one of the reasons why I'm sharing this is because so many people have said when they go on a call with my team, they said, hey, you know what? I'd love to work with you. I have bought so many programs and courses before. And one of the things that we said to my team have been telling me is like, they've been telling me, Shaqir, you need to go in and you need to share, okay? You need to share how to essentially implement. And I thought, you know what? What's better than me just sharing some information? What if I go behind the scenes and I show you campaigns and one of the marketing funnels that I'm growing right now to $400,000 a month? How many of you would like to see the insides of that by a show of hands? Okay, they're not interested. Now, let me ask that question again. I have a campaign right now in one niche, it's already doing 400K to 600K a month, okay? So it's already doing that. Taking that model now, and I'm gonna now take it all over America, okay? By the way, I'm not gonna travel to America to take it. I'm gonna get ads from Instagram, TikTok, all the social media websites that you use. And then I'm gonna go get traffic and American people to consume this funnel, and I'm gonna scale it to at least $400,000 a month in the next 30 to 60 days. So now let me ask you a question. How many of you would like to see that funnel? Okay, now we got some people interested. Because if I'm aiming for $400,000 a month, and if you were to model it, and not even just model it, but if me and my team were to build it for you, and you made an extra, let's just say 10%, which is only $40,000 a month, how many of you think that would be life-changing? By a show of hands, okay? And if you're just starting off and you're like, man, like, I don't know where to go, but I do need help, and Shaqir and his team at funnels.com, they're the people to help me. What if you even just made, I don't know, 10% is 40, 5% is 20K a month? How many of you think $20,000 a month in the next 3 to 6 months is a great target? Yeah. And here's what will really mess with your mind and mess with your success. I'll give you an example. Recently, this lady came in and she joined one of our programs, and she makes about 6 figures a year. So she makes well over 100 grand a year in her job, okay? With bonuses and stuff, I think she's on about 200, 250K a year. So she comes in and she buys one of my expensive programs, okay? So one of my expensive masterminds. And this is a lady from New York. And as she comes along, she tells me, hey, how fast can I go and replace my job? And I said to her, how long did it take you to get to 300 grand a year in your job? She said 20 plus years. I said, so if it takes you longer than 2 to 3, 6 months, are you okay with that? She had to think for a minute and then be like, she was like, okay. Are you guys and girls getting this? Ladies and gentlemen, is this making sense? Okay. Some of you are trying to fast track so much that you don't understand. You're self-sabotaging yourself, okay? I know this because when I used to go to the gym, and as someone who's lost about 30 pounds this year, okay, I would go to the gym and I'd look around and I'd think to myself, what's the point of coming to this gym? And when I would start working out in the gym, I'd be like, I haven't got the six-pack yet. Does that make sense? I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with it? Like, this gym sucks. That's the equivalent of people that aren't making $10,000 a month, but now they want to make $1 million a year, you know? And so what I've come down to, what I've said to my students is you have to learn about 3 things, which I'm going to share with you right now, okay? I'm going to share this with you because I believe this is going to help you. And let me just show my screen right now. So that's it. There you go. So first and foremost, okay, welcome to day 3. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how to make passive income using the power of funnels. Okay, I'm going to go over what I call the guru formula. And the first 3 things, well, 3 secrets that stack on top of each other. Okay, and when you want to write this down, number 1 is scalable income skills. Okay, so what is a scalable income skill? A scalable income skill is something that you do once. So for example, scalable income skills. So this is stuff like copywriting, driving traffic, being a type and texter. Okay, so basically doing stuff like setting. Okay, so What else? Give me some. What else is a high income skill? What else is a high income skill?
Keep
Write
on
this
mute.
down. Okay, I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about skills that you can do once and get paid forever. Okay, so what is another one? Type into the chat box. I want to see you guys. Video production. Okay, so high ticket closing. So essentially, a scalable income skill is a skill that pays the bills, a skill that can build confidence and cash flow. Okay, so if you think about it, presenting on video. If I present on video just one time, and I do a video once, can it be seen by thousands of people? Yes or no? Those represent thousands of people. Okay, that's my art. There you go. Okay. Now, so this is why I want you to comprehend. Every time you get stuck at any level of making money, it's a lack of leverage. So, for example, if you now make $5,000 a month, your current skill set, is bringing you $5K a month. Okay, how many of you have gone to university? Okay, raise your hand. Okay, so if you go to university, I used to go to university over a decade ago, and I dropped out my final year. And I remember I used to go in, and there used to be a professor who would teach us, and there would be, let's just say, 50 to 60 kids. Okay, and he would get on, and he would, I think it's called auditorium or whatever, and he would like basically present, and a bunch of people, we would take notes and whatnot. And I always found that really confusing because it's like YouTube was just coming out. Okay, and if I told you my professor's name, which I don't remember, I don't even remember, so I don't even know what his name was, but none of you would know. And then if I told you, there was this one really stupid, annoying song called Gangnam. Is it called Gangnam Dance? Gangnam Style. How many of you have heard of Gangnam Style? Okay, you don't even have to like music, but everyone knows that song. Yes or no? Raise your hand. Look around. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Who had more leverage? The guy that created this song, Gangnam Style, or my university lecturer? The guy that created the Gangnam Style. So you could go to school, college, university. You can get all the information in the world. Okay, you could be super smart, reading books, and just endlessly consuming. And then someone else can come in, and just because they tap into the right technology, now they can fast track their success. So this is the question that you have to ask yourself. When it comes to scalable income skills, what you're trying to do is you're trying to first learn a scalable income skill, and then what you want to do is leverage it into, so this is step one, step two, into a business model. Okay, and the three business models that I recommend, okay, is one, first, based on your skill set. So I'll give you an example. Right now we have a program called Wealth Academy Certification. We're coming up with a handful of new certifications in January and in February and in March. One is going to be on how to type and text, and how anyone can literally make $1,000 to $8,000 a month just typing and texting, taking over social media accounts. So for example, let's just say there's Angela there. Okay, now if Angela was to go through my type and text certification program, then she'll become what we call a modern day setter. A modern day setter is someone that has the ability to text and type. Okay, how many of you can text and type? Okay, and then what you do is you text and type, and then you ask a handful of questions that we've revised and we've created into a system. And then if someone responds, then you respond back to them. And essentially you're just having a conversation, and then you're passing them on to a sales advisor. Does that make sense? And in 2023, I predict, and I'm just giving you a heads up, this is going to be absolutely blowing up. Okay. And so for me, one of the things that me and my team do is we look at the trends, and we want to go above the trend, so that when the time comes to making money, we're riding the trend. Does that make sense? Okay. And if you can develop this attitude, I don't want to say you're going to find the next Bitcoin, but you're going to be ahead of the curve all the time. Does that make sense? Okay. And so it's like, I know as well, people are coming over into funnels. People know that I need, how many of you know you need a money-making funnel right now? Okay, raise your hand. A website is essentially a pretty brochure. It's like a business card. Whereas a funnel is a modern day business card that exists on the internet and has massive amounts of leverage. Okay, and this is why I love all of this stuff, because I can do the work once and I can have massive amounts of leverage. Okay, this is what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for, how do I do the work once? And then how do I have massive amounts of people come in? So for example, this challenge workshop series that I'm doing, we're going to be taking a handful of the snippets and turning them into 1-minute videos. And my goal is to have at least 100 videos from these 5 days. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Okay, that's called leverage. Now I have 100 warriors. Like, think of it as soldiers or warriors that are going out, okay, soldiers that are going out in the world, and they're getting attention from me. They're getting me clicks, they're getting me views, they're getting me leads. I was talking to Todd. Is Todd here? Todd, wave your hand if Todd is here. There you go, that's Todd, everyone, okay? Todd was the gentleman who came in, watched one of my videos, okay, just like thousands of people, and then he came in through my automated sales funnel, okay? So that means I didn't have to talk to him, I didn't have to meet him, I didn't have to hand out business cards, I didn't have to beg him, I didn't have to chase him, okay? How many of you would love to have a business like that, where people come to you by a show of hands? Okay, let me tell you, this is what blew my mind. Okay, and is it okay if I just share these stories with you guys, just so that you really understand what's going on? If you guys are okay with that, then I'm going to share. Otherwise, I'm just going to carry on. So if you'd like for me to share these valuable stories, go into the chat box right now and just type in stories. Okay, if I get at least say 30 or 50 comments, let me see who's interested in this. Okay, so because it's important, you guys. Okay, some of you just feel like, oh, I want to make money. Well, this is how you make money. Okay, so back where it started, I have joined an MLM network marketing company. Now, who knows what one of those MLM marketing companies is? Yeah, everyone? All right, see, the true entrepreneurs usually start either door-to-door sales, talking to people in person, except I had a problem, which was I was morbidly obese. I had long, greasy hair, and obviously I dropped out of university, so I didn't have a lot of confidence. And I kept thinking to myself, no one's going to take me seriously if they find out that I never graduated from university. Okay, and I remember my first ever MLM meeting that I go to. Okay, we sit down, there's like this old guy gets up on stage. It wasn't even a stage, I think it was just a raised platform. He gets up and he starts telling us this, and I'm so excited. I'm thinking, this is going to be my path to making riches, right? How many of you ever feel like that? Man, this is my path to making riches, and then you get disappointed? Anyone, or is that just me? Anyone? Okay, I know you are. Okay, because my team have spoken to many of you. I've spoken to a handful of you. So the guy, and I'm so excited, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And then he goes, you need to call up your friends and family. Okay, make a list of 10 of them. And then he gives us a 10-minute break. And I kid you not, I go around the lobby and I'm looking for the bathroom because I just want to lock myself up. Okay, I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to reach out to my friends and family. And I'm going to, like, I see everyone, they're nervous and they're writing down people's names and they're calling in the lobby, right? And we sat down and the guy goes, okay, well, how many have you done? And I'm lucky because he didn't really ask me, but I just remember looking around and I thought, this is absolutely horrible. I need to give up. And then I thought to myself, but, you know, Mikey, if you can pass me that checklist, please. I was like, you know, I don't give up. How many of you know you don't give up easily? Okay, it's like you're going to get hit one after another. You might spend a bit of money, but then you don't give up. How many of you don't give up, right? And so what happened with me was I'm like on the verge of giving up. And then I remember thinking to myself, my dad. So they gave me a big pile of folders, really a big pile of nonsense. And I'm like walking around and I knock on my dad's office. And he had an office in a place called Brick Lane. And he goes, what's up, son? I'm busy. So I go, Dad, because this is what I learned, right? I'm like, Dad, I have a life-changing opportunity for you. Do you have an open mind? He looked at me like, what? I said, I told you I have a life-changing opportunity right now. Do you have an open mind? He goes, what are you talking about? And I said, Dad, I have this life-changing opportunity. I know you have an open mind. So let me get straight to it, Dad. I can save you and Mom gas and electricity bills, and I can save money on all of your properties. And I'm going to go to everyone that I know and I'm going to get them saving gas and electricity. Okay. He gave me one good look. He said, there's the door. I'm busy. Get out of my office. So here I am thinking to myself, I thought this was the easiest thing to sell. So I've got a bunch of these papers and folders. Now you have to imagine, I'm a young kid, thinking I've got the greatest goods, the greatest treasure in the world, and I'm going around. As I'm walking out the door, guess who I meet? Uncle Koyes. This was my dad's close friend. And I've known him since I was a kid, right? So I go up to him and he looks at me and goes, son, are you okay? And I said to him, Uncle, dad doesn't get it. I've got a life-changing opportunity. And as I'm telling him, I look at him and I'm thinking, dollar signs, baby. How many of you look at people and you're so desperate to make a sale, all you see is dollar signs? Well, I was like 20 years old and I remember looking at him and I thought, oh, I gotta use the line on him. I said, Uncle, you look like a smart man. Do you keep your options open? By the way, that was the pitch line that the company had taught us. How many of you have heard of something similar? Okay, you approach, look at you guys raising your hand. Okay, give me a thumbs up if this is making sense to you guys, even if your video is turned off, right? So I remember looking at this and thinking to myself, I'm gonna get this uncle. And he goes, well, what is it? I said, Uncle, I told you it's a life-changing opportunity and I need to sit down with you and your wife and I need to explain this. And I must have said a whole bunch of things. And he goes, okay, just come to my house. So I come to his house, I'm knocking on the door, I dress up, I got a big pile of folders and stuff. And I ask him, Uncle, put your kids in the other room because this is a life-changing opportunity. I need to sit down with you and your wife. So he's looking at me like, what is this kid talking about, right? Invites me to his house. I must have spent like 2-3 hours of my life talking to them about how they can save gas and electricity, okay? And I think at the end, he felt sorry for me, so he signed up. Okay, how many of you have ever gone through anything similar? Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who are smiling and laughing, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who aren't engaging right now, you still know what I'm talking about. Okay, so one whole month later, okay, I'm pitching my friend's mom, like I'm knocking on doors. I'm like telling my friends, hey, is your mom home? They're like, why do you want to speak to my mom? You never speak to my mom. I'm like, no, I need to tell her I can save her gas and electricity bill. I'm trying every single person. Okay, 1 month later, okay, I get this check and the check was for £5, okay, which is like, I don't know, $10 or something. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this actually works. Then I realized I just worked for 1 whole month to make $10. I don't want to ever do this again. Okay, so immediately I jump on this opportunity online, because there's endless opportunities. And at the time I had like, I think $1,600 or something that university gives you on a credit card. I put that on, I buy this program. And the program was people come in and, you start basically calling them up, trying to sell them programs, okay? Sell them some affiliate stuff. I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Long story short, I'm struggling for ages, okay? And what I would do, okay, and this is what a lot of you do, by the way, okay? You spend too much time, one-on-one time with unqualified leads, okay? This is what creates burnout and poverty. How many times have you ever spent so much time thinking someone's going to buy your product, someone's interested in you and what you do, only to be left disappointed by a show of hands? Okay, so I didn't like that feeling because I don't know about you, what happened with me was I would go to these things called networking events. How many of you know a website called meetups.com? Okay, eventbrite.com. So these companies online, they would do these, people would host these free networking events, okay? So I would go and I would just network literally go out, hand out business cards to anyone and everyone. And I realized very quickly that it's such a not scalable business model. How many of you have realized it's unscalable, whatever you're doing? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Scalable is when you can spend $1 to make $2 to $3 to $5 back. Unscalable is you go out to a networking meeting, you go out, hand out 100 business cards, and you hope and pray someone's going to pick up and call you. Do you see the difference? Give me a wave if you realize what the difference is, okay? So what I did was I said to myself, instead of me chasing leads, how do I attract leads? How do I get people to come to me? And this simple shift of chasing leads to attracting leads, this was the biggest game changer of my entire life. Okay, even now, okay, I will not, and again, I'm not saying that you guys need to do this, but I'll just give you an example. Okay, if someone hasn't spent at least $30,000 in my company with myself or my team, I don't meet them for live events. I don't meet them in person. Okay, that's just a rule I have. Otherwise, I would have to meet over 1,000 people. Does that make sense? Do you guys get this? Okay, so new results will create new rules in your life. So in the beginning, what people think is they think, oh, I have to do everything. I have to be on all the different social media. I have to be on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And to some extent, it's fine and it's true, but it comes afterwards. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's like you first want to get good at a skill, okay, at a scalable income skill. Then you want to get good at one business model. So you don't want to do stuff like MLMs, okay, where you are forced to talk to people belly to belly. It has no leverage. Okay, this is why I don't like physical product businesses, because unless you're willing to have a lot of money to spend on physical products, physical businesses, it's a very hard thing to crack. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, is this making sense to everyone? So I'll show you something right now, which is almost like a profit product matrix that you guys can use for yourself. So maybe 1 second. If I go over here and I will just open this up for you. Okay, so this is a difference of like, what are the different ways to make money? Okay, so what are the different ways? So if you see here, okay, I'm just going to play this right now for you guys. If you see, there is, raise your hand if you can see my screen. Okay, there's 6. How many? There's 6 different metrics that you need to know when starting the right business model. Okay, so for example, and by the way, this is just a model. I saw someone on the internet create this whole thing, and I was like, you know what? I have a next level version of this, which I'm going to share with you in just a bit. But just think of this, okay? Unitary gain. Okay, so unitary gain. I'll go over here, and I will just, this one, number 1, unitary gain, which is, what are the price points of these? Okay, so if you see, let's just say Samin, okay, Samin wants to come in and start doing affiliate marketing. Now, LTM, write this down, LTM and HTM. LTM stands for low ticket marketing. HTM stands for high ticket marketing. What we want to do with you is we want to make sure that you have HTM, high ticket marketing. So anything that's $1,000 and beyond. Why? Because unless you have, look, I can do affiliate marketing, okay? And how many of you know what affiliate marketing is by a show of hands? Okay, so let me give you an example of affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is when you sell other people's products and services and you get paid a commission. So if you look at Amazon, if you send somebody and let's just say you have a website or a funnel and you send me to go to your website and I click on a TV and you have a product, which is you're recommending a television, which is, how much does a TV cost? Like $5,000 or 500? I haven't had a TV in like 12 years, so I have absolutely no idea how much a TV costs, okay? How much does a TV cost? Okay, is it 500 or 5 grand? No, 50 grand. Whatever. Okay, give me a number. Someone go to Amazon, type in. Okay, how much does a television cost? Can anyone just type in? Let me know. 800. Wow. Okay, $2,000. Okay, $500. Okay, so yeah, I haven't owned a TV in about 13, 14 years. Okay, I don't watch TV. I don't watch news. I live in my own little bubble. Okay, how many of you would like to live in your own little bubble? Okay, I pray for the rest of the world, and then I just go back to my little bubble, and then I work with my clients, and that's what the bubble that I live in. Okay, so let's just say a TV costs $1,000. Okay, Amazon would pay you not even $100. That's 10%. Amazon would pay you, I think, 3%, which is what, $30. Okay, how many of you want to do that much work to make $30? Not me. So with affiliate marketing works if you have a high ticket program. Write that down. If you have a high ticket program, that program must give you commissions of $1,000 to $5,000. Okay. If you don't get this, then stay away. Okay, stay away from this. So in my case, why am I qualified to teach you about affiliate marketing? Is because I have generated a staggering $7.5 million in commissions as being an affiliate. Do you think I can teach you affiliate marketing? Yes, I can. One of the big mistakes people make is they do low ticket marketing. So you got to choose high ticket affiliate stuff. Okay. Second thing is, if you have a big list, okay, so if you have a list of 1,000 people or more, okay, at least 500 people or more, then you can promote to them, and make money. Now, how many of you have a list of at least 1,000 subscribers? By show of hands. 1,000. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got a handful. Okay, so what I would recommend is, if you don't have a list of people, then one of the things that you must do, and this is why funnels is so important, is you need to have people that will come in and join your list. Okay. Number 2, Amazon FBA. Okay. So I personally try to stay away from anything that's physical, e-commerce, coming up with ideas. You know, maybe I watch Shark Tank, then I'm inspired by some gizmo gadget, and then I'm like, what the heck am I doing? I could make infinitely way more money if I just sell digital courses. Does that make sense? And I know way too many people that had great ideas. They want to go and invent something, and then they'll raise 100K, they'll raise $1 million. And if you have no connections, good luck. There's a very good chance. If you don't have sales experience, you don't have a winning product, no one's going to give you money for you to come in and essentially invest in your physical product business. So I stay away from Amazon and stuff like drop shipping. You know, we used to teach drop shipping until Instagram started changing the rules. Does that make sense? Some of my top students came from doing drop shipping, Shopify, Etsy. Etsy is a really good one, eBay, selling on those sites. My favorite 2 are the last 2, okay? Information products, digital courses, and then what the ideal business model is, maybe a recurring or an agency business model, okay? So those 2 are my favorite ones, okay? I will put affiliate marketing in there, but there's a few extra things that you need to have, okay? So at the top, you can see here, startup capital, margin, the demand, fulfillment, okay? The deal type. What we want is we want to go for high profit margin, 60%, 98%, okay? Why do we want high profit in our business? Because if you can, and you guys, you got to write this down, because this is where people get stuck, okay? So why is it that you need to have a high ticket business model, okay? Why do you need to have a high ticket business model? So I'll share with you why, okay? So go over here and I open up. So if you see here, if you have a product which is $100, for you to make money on Facebook, okay? So let me go through this clean for you. To make money online, you need traffic plus funnels, okay? Inside your funnels, you have your offer. The offer is, what are you selling? What are you selling? So traffic and funnels equals cash, okay? Is this making sense, everyone? This is how you make money online, okay? Give me a thumbs up if it's making sense, okay? I'm gonna simplify this thing as much as humanly possible. So after today, you have no excuse. So every time you ask yourself, oh my gosh, you know what? Why am I not making 10K a month? Why am I not making 30K a month? Why am I not making money online? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. You don't have traffic, or whatever you have, the offer, no one wants it. Does that make sense? Okay, so what is traffic? Traffic is website visitors. Many of you have come into my world via being traffic, yes or no? Okay, think about it. There's like 75 people on here live between all the groups and stuff, over 100 people live watching this. Okay, I didn't go to your house and beg you to come here. You came here because you felt I can help you, yes or no? Right, so that's called traffic, okay? Funnels. Hey, Mikey, there's a little bit of an echo here. And I'm not sure exactly why and where it's coming from. Can you guys see an echo? No, we're good? Okay, cool. So, let's cover my headset. Okay, so website visitors, traffic. Funnels is your offer, AKA your shop. If you have visitors into your shop and they like what you have, then they will buy and you'll get paid. Does this make sense? So you can have the best idea in the world. You can have the best shop in the world, Okay, best shop, the best idea, every single thing. But if no one comes to you, if no one is attracted to you via traffic, then you ain't gonna make no money. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is this making sense? Type into the chat box right now. It's making sense. We have a power pack session, so we need to go through real fast. Just type in yes, it's making sense. If you're understanding this, type in yes, I'm getting this. Okay. Yes, I'm getting it if you're getting it. Okay. So what did we see during the pandemic? We saw physical shops. Physical shops, your local shop was closed. It doesn't matter how great the shop was. It doesn't matter how great the shop was. If there was no foot traffic, if there was no people coming in, the shop didn't make no money. Does that make sense? So you have to always ask yourself, okay, where's my shop? I have more than 15 shops on the internet, okay? Funnels, websites, whatever you want to call them. These are 15 different places you can come in today, pay some money and buy one of my services or products. So if you do not have this, okay, which we call today in modern term, funnels, okay? That's why one of the reasons why I spent a fortune buying funnels.com is because I saw this, okay? I saw this about 7-8 years ago when ClickFunnels was starting off. I saw how people started ditching their website and they wanted a funnel. Do you guys see that? And now ClickFunnels has over 120,000 members recurring that are paying basically every single month. So you have to ask yourself, where's your shop and where are the people? Okay, and the people can be found. These are the different traffic sources that we use. Traffic on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, IG, TikTok, LinkedIn, on Google. If you have traffic coming in and they go into your shop, now you can do multiple things, but 24/7, you're going to have people coming in. Do you guys get that? Let me know if this is making sense. So as I'm talking to you here, let me see, and I'm like I said, I'm one of the reasons why people love doing business with us, from what we've seen, I don't mean to toot my own horn, is because we have a high level of transparency. Okay, so you can ask anything, I'm open. Okay, and usually the people that have access to this is people that are in my masterminds. Okay, so it pays to be in a mastermind. Now, if you're not in a mastermind, I would recommend that you consider joining one, whether it's my one if you qualify, or any mastermind. So if I go over here and I just type in, let's just say something like done for you funnels. Let's see, done for you funnels. Okay, what do you see here? Can you guys see this? Done for you sales funnels, Shaqir Hussyin. Can you see this? Give me a thumbs up. Give me 2 thumbs up if you can see this. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Amir, David Harvey, Cynthia, if I went and typed in your keywords, will your website and your funnel come up? Yes or no? Yamil, will your website, Angela, will your website and your funnel come up if I search for your top keywords? No. So I can almost immediately, even if I don't know you, I can figure out if you're making money, how much money you're making, if your business is reliable, predictable, scalable, and consistent. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Okay. So for example, Todd Phillips, my man here, we're going to help him position himself as a brain training expert for high-level people and entrepreneurs. Okay. That's going to be one of his first offers. And then as he's making money, once he makes probably his first 500K or $1 million cash, then I'll say, okay, now focus on all the other things like becoming a best-selling author, speaking on stage. But this, you see, this is my keyword. So people come to me because they've tried so many different courses and programs, and now they want done for you funnels. Okay. And guess what? My website shows up. Okay. If you have something like this, do you think you're going to be able to make a lot more money by a show of hands? Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you click on my ads, don't click on this because you're going to cost me money, but whatever. Okay. Let's just type in shoes. Okay. For whatever reason. And watch what happens. If I go over here on this website, this is eBay. Okay. Let's do a little refresh. excuse me, shoes. Just saw these ads and let me see, scroll down. Okay, how many of you here can see these ads? If you can see these ads, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I don't know if they can see these ads. Can they see my screen right now? Okay, if you can see the screen, give me a thumbs up and hold your thumbs up like this. Okay, hold your thumbs up right now like this. Okay. Okay, so this is what we call a retargeting ad. Okay, it just went off now. Okay, why do we call it a retargeting ad? Because if you visit my website and you don't buy, guess what happens? I have a retargeting ad that's set up to now automatically follow you around. Okay, if my ads now automatically follow you around, do you think you're going to be able to come in and do business with myself if my retargeting ads keep hitting you? Yes or no? Right? And you might be waking up one morning thinking, what's going on here? Is this like The Secret? Just because I clicked on the ad and now my mind and everywhere I look is like I can see funnels. Okay? So if you don't have retargeting ads, then you don't have 24/7 exposure to your business. Okay, this is how, as I'm talking to you guys here, okay, are people seeing my ads? Yes or no? Are people coming in to my websites? Yes or no? Are people buying stuff from me? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so if you do not have this, one of the reasons why you may not have this, excuse me, I've got myself a little cold here. One of the reasons why you may not have this is because of what we call the offer, okay? You do not have this, okay? And the offer comes along when you have the right funnels, okay? If you have the right funnels, now people can find you much more easily. And the reason, and you want to write this down, the reason why you need to have high ticket offers is so that you can profitably advertise on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all of these places, because it will cost you money to go and advertise on these platforms. Are you guys getting this? If you're getting this, type into the chat box, say, I'm getting it. Okay, that's the first shift. I hope you have a mindset shift in this, because if you do not have this, then forever you're going to be chasing prospects, okay? You're going to be chasing prospects instead of prospects coming in to you, okay? Prospects wanting to do business with you. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to share with you a handful more of key components that I've seen when it comes to making full-time income online, okay? So let's go through this. A lot of people are saying, I'm getting it, okay? And like I said, scalable income skills, cash flowing business model, which is, say, high ticket, okay? So high ticket digital offers. And then the last model is agency model, where you can sell other people's products as an affiliate, or you have an agency marketing service, okay? And I've looked at this, and I've done this for over 13 years. When I tell you this, trust me, when I tell you this, there's not many things that can pay you $5, $10, $25,000 a month, okay? And so if you haven't yet booked in a call with my team to figure out, hey, which funnel is going to be right for you, okay? Where do you get the leads from? What prospects do you need to target, okay? So for example, someone messaged us and they said, hey, they're really struggling with attracting the right prospects. Well, guess what? If you attract the wrong prospects, they're not going to buy from you. But if you attract the right prospects, they're the ones that have the money, okay? If they have the money, do you think that you're going to be able to make a lot more? Absolutely, okay? And this is what I've seen, ladies and gentlemen. Your quality of life will come down to the quality of customers that you bring into your life. Write this down. The quality of your life will be determined by two things: your customers and your team members. If you have team members that suck, and if you have customers that suck, your life will suck. Anyone got any experience? Okay, I have. In my early 20s, when I first started my business, like I said, I would attract all the wrong people, and then I'd hate my life. I'd be working endlessly. And then I realized the team I had, it wasn't the right team. And, you know, I was really young, so I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. I was making money because I was in the right business vehicle. Write this down. You got to be in the right business vehicle. Okay. Some of you are trying to just make money because you think it's a good idea. Okay. I don't care what my good ideas are. I care about what is the marketplace responding to. You see the difference? If you see the difference, type in, I see the difference. Okay. One of the reasons why we're doing the type and text certification program, one of the reasons why we're coming up with phone done for you phone sales, one of the reasons why we're coming up with high ticket affiliate marketing, where you can make $1,000 to $5,000, even $10,000 in commissions by partnering up with myself, is because guess what? No one else in the marketplace is doing it to a high standard like I want to do it. So I've identified a problem in the marketplace. Number two, I see a big opportunity. Okay. And number three, I'm early. Okay. In anything that I do in life, I always want to be early. Okay. Because by the time your friends and family are telling you, okay, guess what's happening? You've already missed the boat, sunshine. Who's with me? Okay. And some of you won't like this. And it's okay if you don't like it, if you don't like me, okay, because I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to deliver a message that I believe is going to help you, guaranteed, because it's what's helped me go from zero to making my first $1 million, $10 million, $30 million before I turned 30 years old. So I get it. Some of this stuff is not nice, but you don't need to be, it doesn't need to be nice. You don't need to be loved and cuddled all the time. Not by me anyway. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. What you need is someone to say, Angela, stop messing around. This is what you need to do. Here's what you're going to do. Here's where you're going to get stuck. When you get stuck, let us know, and we're going to help you get unstuck. So you keep moving forward fast. That's what I've seen. Too many people these days, they just want to have a good time. And it's fine to have a good time, but you know what? At what cost? Because if you're having a really good time over the last 3 years, 5 years, and you haven't taken the right action, you haven't invested in yourself, then guess what happens? You're going to get left behind. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know of people that have been following me for 10 plus years. And it's really flattering when someone comes up to me and they say, oh, I've been reading your emails for 10 years. And I'm thinking to myself, man, like, how much money have you made in the last 10 years? Because I made a few fortunes along the way. Okay. So I want you to snap out of that thinking, right? Like if you've been in that position where you're looking at everyone else doing it, but you're the one that's not doing it, now is the time. Okay. So yesterday what did we cover, guys? We covered the funnels methodology. Okay. The funnels methodology, finding your niche, understanding your prospects' pain points, nailing your messaging, niching down your perfect client customer. Okay. Engaging your perfect client customer, structuring your offers, the methodology. Okay. So today I want to walk you through one of my offers. Okay. And this is going to be a high ticket offer. And so I want to walk you through it because it's generated well over, I'd say on the low end, about $12 million in my business. Anyone want to see that? Okay. I'll do two. I'll do one that is high ticket. Okay. So for any of you that are, you want to get the ultimate fast track, maybe this is going to be something that you'd be interested in. Okay. If you are, then it's only by qualification and application only. You'll have to speak to my team. They have to make sure they interview you. You have to be a right fit, because we're not going to just give our systems and all of our IP that I've developed over the last 13 years just to anyone, right? I don't want anyone to abuse it. Like if you go through it, it's the highest chance that I've seen that you can make your first $250K, $1 million, even $10 million. Okay. So I want to walk you through just one of my offers. So let's go through this. And this offer is what we call our Inner Circle Mastermind program. Okay. And I'm going to share this with you because this is not for everyone. Okay. So some of you are like, wow, man, I'd love to join this. This is part of the value ladder. So remember yesterday we talked about the day two worksheet. Okay. And if you haven't done this yet, make sure you make time. If you're just joining us and you've missed the first 2 days, welcome into day 3 of day 5 challenge. We're just getting started and I want to share this with you all. So if you guys get this, okay, you're going to be able to identify. I've seen some people here that have already done it. So I just want to recognize them because I want to recognize them. And then I want to show them off because this is cool. So let's see if there's anyone else. Okay. Cassandra just did her homework. Okay. So if we go over here And Kishan is from the UK. What's up, buddy? Scroll down. Okay, Angela, Todd, let's see. Who has done this worksheet? If you have done this worksheet, go find it right now in the group. Let me know. I want to see you guys. Okay. Todd, how did I know Todd was going to do this? Okay. Because he's an action taker. Okay. Is he an action taker? Yes or no? All right. By the way, where is he? I can't even see him. Okay. There's so many of you guys. Give me a wave, Todd. Where is Todd? Okay. By the way, this is what Todd looks like. I'm looking forward to this guy. Get this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. This guy paid, he's basically buying my $100,000 premium level program. Okay. Because he wants to fast track himself to $1 million and $10 million. It's not a joke, right? He's in his 50s. He knows time is running out. He's looked around. He wants the best of the best. Okay. He came to me. I didn't go and beg him. I didn't go and cold randomly message him, try to be his friend. Okay. He came to me. And guess what? He's here, so humble, working with you. And I'm giving you the same information. Guess what he's doing? Oh, he's writing it out. What is it? He's on his computer, and he's posting it. Is this a committed man? Yes or no? That's why you're going to see him in the next 6 to 12 months absolutely crush this. Now, putting him aside for a minute, I want to have a deep conversation with you right now, okay? Just you and me. Think of it as there's no one else here. It's just you and me in one room. We're sitting down in my office, okay? Just you and me, okay? So you and me. Now, let me ask you a question. Todd had this worksheet. So did you. What held you back? I showed you what to do. I showed you how to do it. I showed you with examples of how to do it. Why didn't you do it? Really think about that, right? Really think about it. You're here, and it doesn't matter if you're 25 years old here or 65 years old. I don't care if you're making 10 grand a year or 100 grand a year or $1 million a year, okay? I know people that make 7 figures and 8 figures that join this challenge, okay? So I'm not putting anyone above and beyond anyone. I'm just talking to you straight up right now, okay? You had this. What happened? Was it fear of being judged? Was it fear of insecurity? Was it, oh, I don't know what to do? I saw people probably put like 1 or 2 words. That's better than not doing anything. Yes or no? So this is what you want to ask yourself. If you had the opportunity to get mentored, but you're not doing the work, what's missing? I'll tell you what's missing. One of the keys is accountability. Write this down, accountability, okay? Because lack of accountability is what's holding you back. Listen, the last, say this year, I lost about 30 pounds, okay? One of the reasons why is because I had a personal trainer, okay? I had a personal trainer and he would hold me accountable to what I'm eating. Because with everyone else, it's fine. I can get away with it. I can go to a restaurant, order everything on the menu, and it's fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone's happy. Everyone's eating well. But then with my personal trainer, he doesn't care about anything. He's like, what am I doing to burn fat, build muscle? Do you guys understand that? So if you don't have somebody there, holding you accountable, write that down, okay? Now, who hasn't done this and would like to share why they haven't? Do we have any people courageous to take some action and share with us? No? Okay, I'm just going to unmute Todd. And then I'm going to ask Todd, because Todd is a brain expert. Todd, can you hear Todd? Mikey, unmute Todd, please. All right, everyone say, hey, Todd.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Good stuff. Todd, so since you're the expert here, why don't you share with us, why is it that some people will get the tools and resources and they don't take action? Is it because they haven't invested? Or is it because they don't want it bad enough? Like, you tell me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. I think the idea of learning massive action in a short amount of time, just jumping in with everything that you have. I think a lot of people, in fact, statistics will say about 75 or 80% of the people will just do what you were talking about before. They'll just listen and they'll learn and they'll write things down, and that's exceptional if they do that. But most people won't take that massive action or leap in. A lot of it has to do with their thought life. They've gone through this process where they build habits of just learning and not doing. And then the other thing is not believing they can do it, right? If you think you can't do it long enough, you're going to believe you can't do it. And if you believe you can't do it, it's going to dictate your actions, right? So the vast majority of people, unfortunately, do just that. They don't do. And what we found as we've done studies on this is that just saying yes to one thing will begin a good process, right? It'll build new habits. So like for people here, and I'm not, Shaqir hasn't asked me to do that, but if you guys are getting involved with this process and you want to move forward, there's a lot of free information. But the first action is just what Holly Looks like Holly just posted hers. Is that right?
Yeah,
Uh,
Holly
on-
did.
Yeah. So Holly just made a choice to go from, knowledge to action, right? And that's what you've been talking about, Shaqir. So it's just taking one step and then adding on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Todd. I appreciate that. So this is something that I want to share with you all because this is very close to me in terms of why is it that there are dreamers and then there's doers. Okay. So I spent a lot of money with a guy called Tony Robbins. Most of you will know, you probably see the picture of me and Tony Robbins. I've been around him for a long time. Okay. I remember going to his event, completely dead broke. And he said this one thing, which is, it's not a lack of resources that keeps you stuck. It's the ability to become resourceful. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So ask yourself this question. What can you do to become resourceful? And I remember just like it was yesterday. In fact, I was actually telling my team, Mehroz, Samin, Amanda, I was telling them, when I was getting started, okay, thanks, Todd, I'm just going to mute yourself. When I was getting started, okay, in this industry, I remember meeting a mentor and he said to me, now I went up to the mentor and I basically gave him my sub story. Does everyone else have a sub story as well? Okay, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Sub stories don't make you rich. Okay, so what happened was, I get this sub story, okay, which is I go to, my mentor and I meet him in a place called Boca Raton, Miami, Florida, okay? And I go up to him and I'm like, hey, Michael, I seen you on the internet. And I'm like, hey, man, I grew up really poor and I just made it to Miami. I wanted to come to this event. And I think it was like $2,000 or something for the ticket. And I was like, oh, I borrowed money and I finally got here and I'm so excited. I'm going to basically do this. But, I didn't come from money. I don't have this skills, blah, 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 blah. I'm like biting his ear off, okay? And I kid you not, he says something along the lines of, he just looks at me and he goes, okay, that's the story you're telling yourself? That's why you're going to stay stuck. Just go find the money and buy the program. And it was a program, it was a mastermind. It was $20,000. And I remember he was like this tall guy from the military, right? Bald head. I remember looking at him and I thought to myself, I just told you how broken poor I am. I grew up in East London. Parents were poor. I borrowed money. I came here. And is this the best you've got? And I'm not kidding when I say this. Okay, I was kind of mad. How many of you would be a little bit mad if you heard something like that, by a show of hands? Okay. So I was a little bit mad until I realized he's actually telling me the truth. He's telling me what my friends and family won't tell me. Okay. So I went home and I'm thinking to myself, they did this exercise, which is, if you don't have the money, can you become resourceful to find the money? How many of you think you can become resourceful to find money to invest in yourself? Okay. Everyone will join a call with my team and they'll say, oh, we don't have $20,000 or we don't have $50,000. And I tell my team, and my team will reply back, well, that's great, because every single person that joins says something similar. Okay. Now, the thing is, if you had $1 million or $10 million cash in the bank, there's a good chance you won't even show up for this call. But you're here because there's a problem. Yes or no? So if you don't solve that problem, the problem only gets bigger. Just remember that. If you don't solve the problem, that you're not making enough money, that you're not getting enough leads, that no one knows you. If no one knows you, how are they going to give you money? If no one builds any rapport or trust and likeness with you, how are they going to give you money? They're not. And therefore, you're not going to be able to make the money that you want. And so what happened was, I remember going home and they did this exercise, which was write down 10 to 20 people that you know. So my goal was, I need to raise $20,000. And I was like, okay, I know at least 20 people in my life. And I was practicing and rehearsing this pitch, which was, hey, I'm starting an online business. I'm asking for $1,000 loan. I'll give it back to you in about 6 to 12 months time. I really need it. And I wrote out, like 20 people's names or something. Okay. And I started picking up the phone and basically asking. By the time I had gone to my 6th or 7th person, okay, and it was this couple that I had met online, they basically said to me, hey, you know what? We truly believe in you. We've known you for a little bit, but we want to support you. And then they literally sent me $20,000. I think it was a little bit more than $20,000. And this was a couple that lived in New Zealand. Guys, at 21 years old, 22 years old, I didn't even know where New Zealand was, okay? Do you see how powerful this stuff is? But guess what? I took the first step, okay? This couple from New Zealand, and I remember actually it was $25,000 or $28,000. And I remember like printing it out from my Barclays Bank. I ran downstairs. I used to live with my parents. And I was like, Mom, Dad, check this out. And my dad was like, are you stealing money from people? I'm like, no, this couple loaned me this money. And they're like, why did this couple loan you the money? I'm like, because I told them that I want to start business and I built a relationship with them. But ladies and gentlemen, that tiny little $25,000, because today it's tiny. And some of you, it might be big for you, but guess what? That tiny little $25,000, and I bought a bunch of other programs that go into like $45,000 worth of debt, but it was good debt. I didn't buy cars and fancy watches and holidays and to show off. I spent $45,000 into my own education with gurus, with top earners. And today, I mean, not even today, let's just say before the age of 30 years old, it translated into over $30 million. How many of you think that's very powerful? Okay. Now, can you see yourself one day doing this? Yes or no? Yes or yes, guys? Right? If you can't see yourself doing this, just ask yourself, you had the opportunity, even this. Okay. I want to just say a big congratulations to Holly Jensen. Is Holly here? Hey, Holly.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Where are you from, Holly?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Washington State.
Oh, I was in Washington State, Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
Okay.
About
Wow. I remember a guy on a farm paid me 25. Back then, I was up for name any price, I'll fly to you. Okay. Today, I don't do that. Todd, sorry, bro. Today, Todd has to pay $100K and then fly to me. But back then, I was just starting off, and a guy from Spokane, Washington, it was huge farms. He said, hey, how much does it cost for you to fly out to London? I just came out with a price. I said, you pay me 25 grand, I'll be there. And he paid me 25K. And I remember living on this barn or something. It was crazy weird. But anyway, that was a while ago. I just want to say, firstly, congratulations on filling out the form. Secondly, you know,
Thank you.
You got this just like everyone else. What prompted you to finally like fill this out, publicly just post it?
Because I was tired of just not moving forward. I mean, that's why I'm here, is I want to move forward. And if I want to move forward, then I got to do the work. I mean, that's the whole thing, is it's not easy. You got to do the work. And if someone's going to ask me to do something and I know it's for my benefit, then why not? I mean, you're trying to help us, so why not do the work?
Yeah. No, I just want to say congratulations and great job. Do you currently have a business right now?
I'm trying to move my business to the internet. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in the process of that. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I love it. Thank you very much. Looking forward to. I hope you're enjoying this and learning.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So next is, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So next stage is, this is a question again, ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself, why did you or why didn't you fill out the form? Okay. So I was sharing with you what I call the 7 steps to 7 figures. This is the guru formula. Okay. And the reason why I call it the guru formula is because if you look at the people that make money online, they have positioned themselves as a guru. Who agrees? Yes or no? All right, we're going to move real fast on this. And this one's going to be really intense. So you got to take lots of notes. So what happens is, if you don't position yourself as someone who people want to do business with, then no matter what you have, no one's going to come and buy from you. So I wanted to share with you something that I've discovered. And the reason why I discovered this, okay, the reason why I discovered this is because I used to struggle with generating leads. Then I solved that problem by generating a huge list of hundreds of thousands of people on my email list. Okay, so you can see this is just one screenshot. Okay, you can see 500,000 subscribers. Another account has 250K. I've generated over 1.5 million email subscribers. Okay, generally, one email subscriber equals $1 to $2 per month. Write that down. Okay, if you've ever dreamed of making money online, this is what you need to remember, and this is what you need to know. If you don't have a list right now, it's okay. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about list building, and I'm going to give you a solution for done for you traffic. How many of you would just love to have your first 500 to 1,000 subscribers in your account by a show of hands? Okay, well, tomorrow I am going to share with you. So tomorrow you must make sure you show up, because tomorrow we're going to talk about, today we're going to talk about passive income using funnels, but tomorrow we're going to show passive income using emails. Like if you have an email address, I'm going to show you how to get other people to give you emails so that you can build an automated email marketing income stream. Okay. And so, for example, as I'm talking to you right now, people are coming in every single day, 24/7. They're coming in, they see my ads 24/7. They come in, they give me the name, email address, and then they join my newsletter and my email list. Does that make sense? And my email list is non-stop promoting different products and services. This is one of the ways you create passive income. One of the rules of creating wealth is each and every single day, you need to get richer than the previous day. So if today you make $100, try to make $200 tomorrow. If you made $1,000 today, try to make $1,200 the next day. Using funnels and email traffic, this is what's possible. So this was a little screenshot of one of my ad accounts. I have plenty, but this was one where we spent over $1 million of my own money, and we got around to 12x ROAS. Okay, 12x means I spent $1 million and it pulled in $12 million in sales for my companies. Okay, now how many of you would like to spend $1,000 and make $12,000 back? This is what you have to wrap your head around. And I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom right now. For a select few, by the end of tonight, you're going to see. It's not going to be for everyone. I can't do this for 100 of people, but for a select few, you're going to have the unique advantage and opportunity to work with me and my team. Okay. By the way, how many of you, just by seeing, remember, we're only 3 days in. We have another 2 more pack days and today. But how many of you, like just seeing what you've seen, knowing 100% guaranteed that me and my team can help you when it comes to funnels and offers and making money online. How many of you already have decided I need to, and I'm going to work with Shaqir Hussyin and his team? By a show of hands. Just let me know. I just want to get a good at, okay, there's one. Okay. If you haven't, remember what we're going to do is the people that have booked their 15-minute call, okay, they are going to get first priority. So they're going to be given a private invite. Okay. So if you haven't yet, booked in your call, Hamza or Samin, Samin, drop in your link there, please. Okay, Samin, just put in your calendar link. If you haven't booked in a call, remember, it's only by application. And one of the reasons why we do this, okay, long time ago, someone paid me a lot of money and they were really young. They were like 21 years old, okay? And this is one of the reasons, not the reason, but one of the reasons. And they were 21 years old and they had they basically met someone from my team, they built a relationship, and then they, basically bought one of my programs. And they became, I don't want to say this, but what the heck? I'm not going to say it. But who's ever had like a headache client? Okay. Okay. Some of you have never had a headache client. Okay. Who's ever had a headache wife or a husband, or a headache boyfriend, girlfriend? Okay. Like someone? Okay. Most of you. So I see one of you putting 2 hands up. You must have had a lot of headaches in your past. Right. So maybe you've had a girlfriend that would always just give you a headache, okay? Imagine a client that gives you a headache, not for once or twice, but for 6 months, okay? And then it makes you feel like you want to quit the business. Well, I had that experience, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years ago once, okay? And I said to myself, hey, you know what? With how we do high ticket programs, there's no reason just to accept anyone. Let me do it by application process. Now you see it, everyone's like, okay, you have to book in a call and you have to apply to work with us. As I was doing this like 10 plus years ago. Who's with me so far? Okay. Remember, when you want to work with somebody, you got to think, has that person been doing it for 6 months, or have they been doing it for 6+ years? So what I found is, if we put a real human being in place, so for example, I have like, say 20 people on my team, a handful of them, they take in calls. Okay. If you pass the call, if you pass the interview, then we know you're serious. Then we'll offer you our products and services. Isn't that a much better way to do business? Yes or no? So you only deal with high ticket clients. For example, Todd, who's come in, we're going to help Todd come up with a $5,000, a $10,000, a $50,000 program. Okay. Now, sure, you can get lots of people to give you $5,000 and $10,000 once you have the right funnels in place. But imagine someone wants to give you $50,000, but now they're going to suck your soul. Is it going to be worth for $50,000? Absolutely not. No amount of money will be. Okay. So as I started basically winning these awards, getting featured on Forbes, I asked myself this one critical question, which was, why is it that some people, okay, make a lot of money? Like if you look at someone like Tony Robbins, okay, why does Tony Robbins make the bulk of the money? And I'm talking about, say, $500 million a year. Whereas good-hearted people, just like yourself, I'm not even making 100K a year or $1 million a year. Why is it like that? One, not the reason, but one of the biggest reasons is a lack of positioning in the marketplace. And you want to write this down, okay? When you work with us in our VIP programs, we show you how to position yourself, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're selling digital products. This is one of my screenshots from one of the digital courses I used to sell, okay? And this was a little screenshot from a handful of high ticket clients, 535 clients, 460,000 pounds, this is close to about 600,000 US dollars. And what about email marketing? Okay, which we're going to cover tomorrow. I sent out literally 14 emails. Okay, 14 emails. How many of you can copy and paste an email? By a show of hands. Let me see who can actually do copy and paste emails. Literally copy and paste emails and send it to a list. Okay, I sent about 14 emails, and in just 2 weeks, it generated over $315,000. Okay, I don't know where you live, but where I live in the UK, okay, primarily in the UK, I travel a lot, but when I'm in the UK, okay, and again, I don't say this to brag and to boast, I'm sharing with you what's possible. I think the average person in this country makes about 30 grand a year, okay? $315,000 is maybe 250,000 pounds. They would have to work 9 to 5 for like 5 years, no, maybe whatever, 5 to 10 years to make this sort of income. Is this making sense to you guys? Okay, listen, there's no difference between you and me. I just chose different things. You chose different things. I chose get money, invest in mentors, find experts, invest in them so I can grow my business. I wanted to stay away from people that won't gonna get me to my goals. Does this make sense? And today I have this ability, okay? And obviously, I always say all praise to God. I have this ability. Like I sent 14 emails. Can you imagine 14 emails and then seeing 300 and something thousand dollars come into your bank account? This is the power of what I'm teaching you here, okay? And it comes down to what we call the 7-step sales funnels, okay? So I'm gonna just play this video. I don't know if you do that, but it's sometimes hard to trust people and what they say, okay? And sometimes it would be good if someone was to just show you real lifetime proof of income and how, you know, thousands of dollars is made and what hundreds of thousands of dollars actually looks like. So let me ask you a question. Would anyone here be interested in just seeing what this income looks like? Maybe just for the last, I don't know, 30 days or a year or so. Would anyone be interested? If anyone is interested, just type into the chat box, yes, Shaq, show me the money. Show me the money. Wow, we have a packed line. I mean, people are still jumping on a lot. Amazing. Right, let me just get 100 comments riding in. Go ahead and type into the chat box, yes, Shaq, show me the money. All right, you guys are crazy. You guys want to see the money. All right, so I want to show you the money. And again, please remember, okay, I'm showing this because of what's possible, okay, what's possible for you, okay, once you get started. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee that you are going to make easy income using these systems right now. All I can say is that the systems work for me, and I'm going to give you the best chance possible out of everyone else, okay? So if I just refresh this, as you can see, it says $5,000, okay? This is one of my merchant accounts, okay? It's called Zaxa. And what it's doing is it's pulling in a sales report, okay? It's pulling in a sales report for say $5,000. And right now it's refreshing, so it says $5,000. It's just refreshed, okay? As you can see, the site just refreshed. So what I'm going to do is maybe just go for the last, say, 30 days, okay? And again, this is just from one of my income streams, okay? As you can see, you know, two sales made me $5,000, okay? So if I hit this button that says search, now it's going to do a live search in front of your very own eyes and look at the number. Wow, 91 sales, $296,000 in revenue, okay? $296,000 in revenue. Now that is around $10,000 a day, every single day for the last 30 days. And by the way, this is just for one of my income streams. This is just for one of my income streams that I have for my multiple streams of income. Okay, this is as powerful as it gets, guys. And I'm giving you this really in front of your eyes to show you this is what's possible, right? This is what's possible when you take action. When you take action. So who is excited to see this in action? 7 steps. Type in 7 steps. Okay. So the reason why I said, by the way, some people are going to be asking, what is Zaxa? Okay, Zaxa is basically like a PayPal. Okay, whatever country you're in, you're going to have different. There's PayPal, there's Stripe. Zaxa is one of those. Okay, and type in 7 steps if you want to see this, because I'm going to just openly show you these 7 steps. Okay, and the reason why you want to do this, because I've just shown you just one. It's like me giving you the tools to build a house. Okay, how many of people here know how to build a house? And not me. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe some of you know. Okay, I don't know. But let's just say I was to teach Amanda. Amanda, give us a wave. Okay, imagine I was to teach Amanda how to build a house. And instead of her going to building school for 10 years, learning about every single, if I just taught her the 80-20, hey, this is what you need, this is the structure, and it's going to take you, say, 6 months to a year to learn a master. Once she's learned how to build a funnel, sorry, I'm so used to talking funnels. Everything is funnels around me. Okay, if I want to buy a house, I think to myself, which funnel should I build? Okay, if I want to buy a new car, okay, it's the new Range Rover, whatever, white interior, panoramic sunroof, whatever. Okay, straight in my head is I'm like, which funnel can I build to fund the car? Okay, if my wife says she wants to go on some holiday or trip, I'm like, okay, that's easy. I just send an email to my list. Okay, so this is what I mean. Remember, I talked about high income skills. That's what you need to have. The skills that you have right now, they don't create high income. What they do is keep you stuck at whatever you're making. 30 grand a year, 50 grand a year, 300K a year. It doesn't matter. If you're in a job, trading time for money, you don't have the high income skills. So if I teach Amanda now how to build a funnel and I show her the steps, once she's got one working, now she can do another one. Now she can do 5 more, 10 more. Do you now see the power in this? If you see the power in this, type into the chat box, I see the power. Okay, let's go. Type in, I see the power. Okay. So what I've seen is the gurus, the people, okay, people that are gurus, they make all the money. And the business, whatever business you're in, okay, it needs to have what we call consistent, reliable, and predictable income, okay? And I don't know about you, but if you think about any of these gurus, raise your hand and type into the chat box if you know any of these people here right now. Who do you recognize that's in this group? Quickly type in. Okay, let's see. Who do you recognize from this group? Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Frank Kern. Who do you know in this group? Okay, well, I can share with you every single one of these people, every single one of these guys and girls, okay, including everyone that you think they don't have a funnel. Damon John, the Shark Tank guy. Okay, Americans, do you know Damon John? Okay, yeah, everyone knows this guy. Okay, Tim Ferriss, Gary Vee. Yesterday I was talking about how his funnels lead you to paying him $10,000 for one-day conference. Okay, now he might be putting out so much great content, and he's always telling you hustle your face off and blah, blah, blah. Okay, a lot of these things I don't agree with, because I believe that you can have a life, be balanced, and make a lot of money. Okay, one of my close friends right now, he's from Canada, one of my best friends. He makes over $5 million a month. $5 million a month. Okay, he's actually one of my 3 best friends. $5 million a month. He's actually my age, and he's got 2 kids and a wife, and he's always traveling. And when I see him, he has absolute balance in his life. He prays, he works out. So how many of you want to have a life and have a business? Okay, so I want to focus on, you know, when I see who's really done it. And again, it's not just these guys, okay? The 100+ mentors that I've invested money with, they all have this one thing in common. They have guru marketing funnels, okay? And I'm not going to go through the whole backstory, but essentially when I started off in 2009, okay, my first year I was like doing, you know, I was just trying things out. I think that year I still used to go to university. But my first year full-time online marketing, I made $120,000, okay? My second year, I made $275,000. My third year, this was my first full year of doing internet marketing, okay? The next year, I did $2.4 million. Then I went to 3.6, 6.5, 7.8. I took a little dip. to 6.5 mil. Okay, I got married, the rest is history. Okay, now that I've shown you this journey, can you see how much more realistic it is for you to hit your first 6 to 7 figures by a show of hands? Okay, remember I said to you, I want to be transparent with my numbers. Okay, so I know that I went from zero, we can say 2009, $15,000, essentially zero, to making my first $1 million, because 2010 was when I was doing full time. Okay, within 3 years, I was able to go to $1 million a year. Now, if you break it down, okay, the first thing that I did to get to 120K, write this down, 120K is I developed high income skills. Okay, the next year, what I did was I identified the right business model. So I used to want to do eBay and Alibaba and Shopify and selling physical products on the side hustles, all of this. The third year, what really happened, what really took off, is I identified the high ticket business model. Okay, you want to write this down. High ticket business model with automated funnels. When I did that, it was game over. You make $1.2 million. No one in my family knew I became a millionaire. I called up my dad. Okay, now you have to understand, my dad is an old school Asian, bold-headed man, very handsome. That's where I get my looks from. And I call him up and I say, Dad, I made it. He goes, what do you mean? I said, Dad, I made it. I told you I was going to do it. I done it. He goes, what did you do? I said, Dad, I made $1 million. He goes, are you sure? I said, Dad, I'm seeing it. I'm sure. He goes, okay, son, don't tell nobody. That's all he said. Okay. And my dad pushes me a lot, right? So one of the things, he pushes me without him knowing he pushes me. Okay. So one of the things he said is, son, I think you got lucky. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it again. Okay. Those were very motivating, supporting words for me. Okay. So I had looked at him on the phone and I thought to myself, no, he got lucky because, you know, he got through timing, he worked hard for 15, 20 years and all of this stuff. I followed, and you want to write this down, I followed a blueprint, I got a mentor, and I developed systems. The reason why you're not making 100K a year, $1 million a year, is because you don't have the roadmap, you don't have the mentor, and you don't have the proven systems. Does that make sense? If this is making sense, please give me some feedback, because I'm doing this live. You know, if I don't hear you guys are getting this, then I don't understand. Type in yes, 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 I'm getting this. If you're getting this, then I need you to type in, everyone just type in yes, I'm getting it. Okay. So this way I'm getting some feedback. Samin, are they getting it? Okay. Okay, great stuff. So the reason why I share this is once you have the roadmap, once you have the right mentor and you have the proven systems, everything becomes easier. Okay. So that this is the 3-step for building your business or any business. Okay. You got to build your audience. Okay. Second step is you got to engage your audience. And third stage is you got to market and sell to your audience. And if anyone else overcomplicates this process, run the other way. Okay. This is the most basic fundamentals. If you look at right now, you guys are on here online. Is this my audience? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you're getting this. Yes. Number 2, am I engaging you with valuable content? Yes or no? That's why you're here and you're giving up hours and hours of your time that you're never ever going to get back ever again. Okay. Which is great because you're investing in yourself. This shows that you are an investor. You invest in yourself. You could be out like most people. You know, what time is it? 11 p.m. Wow. Okay, it's 11 p.m. It's 11 p.m. So as soon as I forget what time it is as well. I forget what days it is. But it's 11 p.m. Most people, they're sleeping, they're watching TV, Netflix. What day is it today? It's Wednesday today. Okay, I don't know. They're out partying. They're doing other stuff. They're not learning from a multimillionaire how to make money online. Yes or no? So you doing this, you are already different from the average crowd. Okay, remember this. Don't ever let anyone tell you anything different. So first stage is you build your audience. Second stage, you engage your audience with valuable stuff. Third stage is you have to market and sell to that audience. Okay, those are the 3 keys. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you the absolute fastest way that you can build your audience and literally get done for you traffic. Get your first 500 to 1,000 subscribers. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to absolutely love this because I'm so excited to share this with you. Okay, so one of the keys that you have to do is you have to think strategically and not just biz up. Instead of chasing the next shiny object, how do I what's the flavor of the month? One month you're going to do MLM, the next month you're going to do Shopify, then you're going to do Etsy, then you watch Shark Tank, and now you're going to invent a product. Okay, and now you heard some person talk about making Instagram posts with reels, and you just have to dance for 10 seconds. All of this stuff for me is nonsense. Okay, I don't do any of this stuff. How many of you don't want to do any of that stuff? Okay, I don't do that. You just show me how to, okay. When I was getting started, my dad told me very simple terms how to make money. Okay, he basically said, you work hard, you save up, you buy a house, you put tenants in there, you make money, then you save up and you buy another house and you do that. Okay, does everyone understand how simple that is? By a show of hands, raise your hand if that's simple. Come on, give me some energy. Okay, I remember one of my mentors, he used to say, we used to do events together, right? And in Singapore, and we would say, raise your hand, and people would do this. Okay, and he would say, it takes a lot more energy to go and actually do this. But if you can't be bothered to just raise your hand, then you're going to have a hard time making $1 million because it takes a little bit of work. Okay, so next time some of you are just doing this, I'm going to catch you out. Okay, so think strategically, not biz up. Think long term. If I say, hey, Samin, $20,000, invest in yourself in a mastermind, $50,000 for a funnel, you might look at it and say, oh my God, this is a lot of money. Okay, in comparison to what? Buying a car? In comparison to what? Over the next year, how much is that? It's only $2,000 a month. It's $4,000 a month if it's 50K. Let me ask you another question. How much is it over the next 5 to 10 years? If today your entire life can be pivoted to a whole different new reality, a new reality that I'm showing you, I'm sharing with you, okay? What if you invested $50,000? Is that a lot of money? No, it's not in comparison to the life that you can build in 3 to 5 or 10 years time. Yes or no, guys? Okay, now when I look at the life that I've lived over the last 13 years, I mean, I'm like, dang, those guys that sold me that 25K program, the 15K course or whatever, that was the best dang investment my entire life. Okay, like nothing else paid me more dividends. So I want to show you an example of a funnel that we spent. Recently, I did tell you about it, and I showed you how this one funnel, okay, that we did, this was what it looked like. Okay, we created banner ads. The banner ads led to a sales page, a webinar of some sort. We sold a digital course for $2,000. I think this campaign pulled in well over $400,000. Okay, and if you look at it, it doesn't take, I mean, it looks like, okay, there's only a handful of images, but if you create it once, you can sell this over and over again forever. Who's with me on this? Who's with me on this? So when you imagine now, I said to you, hey, there's a funnel that you can get, and once you have this funnel, you are essentially able to print money for as long as you would want, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. All you'd have to do is just change a few things, check your stats, okay, make sure it's all working. And whenever you need to upgrade the funnel, you can just go in, or my team can go in and change the dates. Okay, so, and now you can have that funnel running for you 24/7. How many of you think this is something that you would want and need? By a show of hands. Okay, type into the chat box if you would want your own guru marketing funnel. All right, and I'm about to show you how this all works. So give me 1 second right now. I'm just going to pull up. So if I go over here and I share screen. Okay, so the first stage is what we call the squeeze page. So write this down, everybody. We're going to go real fast on this. Okay, 7 steps. How many steps? 7 steps. And before we used to call it guru sales funnels, but now what I've realized is I can outsource like 90% of all of the selling through automated funnels. So instead of trying to sell people, I just have to market. Do you guys see the difference? Instead of selling people, convincing them to buy, if I market more, the selling becomes easier. Okay, how many of you want easier sales? Comment below right now and just type in, I want easier sales. And then I promise we're going to get cracking on. Let's go. I want easier sales. Okay, so first stage, squeeze page. What is a squeeze page? This is the gateway for people finding your business, joining your business. Okay. Your sole job of a sales of an opt-in page, a squeeze page, okay, and people call it landing page and email lead funnel, whatever the case is. This is how you build your audience. Okay. The second stage is people will come in, and this is an example. This is an example of someone that I spent over $35,000. I never spoke to the guy before buying. Well, I kind of briefly did. I asked him for a photo, and I think he said no or something like that, whatever. And then his team incentivized me with a bonus. It was like a free iPad or something. And I'm like, fine, I'll buy it. And then I bought like a $10,000 program. And then I realized you don't get any access to him. And I was like, okay, so what do I have to do? The lady goes, oh, you have to pay $25,000 and then you have to go to Toronto in Canada. And I'm like, okay. So what do you think I did? I spent $25,000 and I flew to Toronto, Canada to spend a day with this gentleman. He's about 70, well, I think now he's going to be about 78 years old. Now, what he teaches is he teaches how to use your mindset and how to use your brain, how to use essentially your brain to think clearly as an entrepreneur. Now, if I went home and I told my dad, I'm paying this 75-year-old man in Canada, in Toronto, $25K, $35,000, and he's going to teach me how to use my brain, my dad would probably slap me and tell me, didn't I teach you how to use your brain? Does this make sense? Okay. But what most people don't know is that this gentleman has spent 4 decades training and teaching some of the world's best entrepreneurs. How many of you have heard of people like Dean Graziosi? Okay. Yeah, Dean Graziosi has been paying this guy something like 20, 25 years. Joe Polish, like some of the top entrepreneurs that you know. So how did I come through him? I went to his squeeze page and then I joined, and guess what? I basically was part of his audience. So this is an example of an opt-in page. Okay, so there's so many different types of opt-in pages you can use. This is one. Then the next thing that happens is we want to get people into a sales letter or a VSL. Okay, so a VSL stands for video sales letter. So as I'm talking to you here, I'm going to have this video. Okay, now this video is what I call my VSL, my sales video. Hey, Shaqir Hussyin here, founder of funnels.com, and I'm so excited that you're here because I want to show you how I literally went from 0 to 7 figures. Those awards here represent. Oh, it's not showing. Thanks, Mikey. Let me do this.
Restart the screen share.
Okay, there you go. Okay, can you guys see this? Samin, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 figures. That's into about $1 million a year, which is about $3,000 per day. And then I scaled it up to $10 million, $20 million, and even $30 million, all before I turned 30 years old. And so in today's video, I want to walk you through the step-by-step funnel methodology process that I've been using for the last decade. And this one has been an absolute winner. I want to show you step by step. And then I want to give you the chance to come and work with me personally, where me and my team would literally build you one of these proven funnels that's capable of generating an extra 6 figures, 7 figures, and even beyond for yourself. So if you are ready to get cracking on, make sure you watch this entire video. And if you've already seen my ads and you've seen my emails and someone has recommended, hey, go check out funnels.com, and you're ready to take the next step, just go ahead right now and book in a free discovery session. Book in a call with myself or someone from my team. Other than that, enjoy this video and I'll see you at the end. Hey, congratulations on finding this page right now. You're in for an absolute treat because I'm going to be sharing with you the super simple 4-step system that gets new daily clients coming in hot every single day, and how you can put the 4 to 10 hour work week in place using funnels.
Really? Prove it.
You can see just this one bank account, I processed over 16 million pounds, which is about 20 million US dollars. Damn! Incredible, right? That works out to be $20,414,407.19 stashed in just one of my accounts. And making this in just less than 3 years works out to be over $6.8 million per year. That works out to be a staggering $567,000 per month. That works out to be a ridiculous $18,292.48 per day. Works out to be $762.19 per hour. Imagine that. I did this in less than 3 years. And now I want to show you how. Even if you don't have no experience, you've got no tech experience whatsoever, you've had enough of everyone else trying to build your business for you, I'm going to show you a unique path that you may have not seen before. And this works without you having to spend a ton of money on paid ads, without you having to be on social media posting every day, creating endless content that no one watches, DMing people, trying to make friends with random strangers, dealing with unqualified leads and prospects. I'm going to share it all with you today because this is the same system I've been using for over 10 years. And right now it's working better. Advisory agency. Yeah, you should show that up. I want to tell you up front is that there is nothing to... Okay, so by the way, how many of you thought that would be very powerful as a VSL? Raise your hand. It's like someone yesterday messaged me. It's like, hey man, I really want a funnel, but I'm really skeptical of this. I'm like, that's fine, bro. Remember, skepticism, a healthy level of skepticism is fine. But if you find it, how many people here are skeptical? Just to give me a hands up, okay? I know some of you guys are super skeptical, okay? Skepticism is fine, but if it holds you back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so skeptical, I'm not going to try anything, I'm not going to invest in anything, I'm not going to do any of this stuff. At the end of a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years later, who do you seriously think is going to be more richer and successful? The person that's skeptical, this stuff doesn't work, or the person that says, hey, you know what? It's time for me to take matters into my own hands. Let me go and see how it works for me. You see the difference? The funnels work, the offers work, okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this stuff for the last 13 years. So I wanted to show you this because this was an example of a sales letter, a VSL, okay? I did the work once. I just told Mikey right now, whilst I'm talking to you guys, we need to make a new edition of that. Okay, so what I do is I don't even make the whole edition. Okay, what I do is I just make tiny little tweaks. Okay, so for example, I just saw there was one part which I didn't like, which we're going to change. Okay, and by the way, just so you know, I've changed that video about 12, 13 times, maybe. How many times? 12, 13 times?
Yeah.
Oh, Mikey does the editing. Okay, but it's this tiny, and you want to write this down, tiny little hinges that swing the big doors. Okay. A lot of you are always looking for like, oh my gosh, like what's the next big thing? You need to start off with the next big thing. Okay, so whatever you've done until now, if it hasn't worked for you, you don't need a better version. What you need is a new version. Okay, and that's what we offer you. For with our systems, most people get stuck with the VSL, their webinars, their tech, their automation, their actual funnel build out. Okay, someone messaged me saying, hey, but I've got this funnel software. Okay, darling, so does 250,000 other people that have access to the software. Just having access to the software doesn't make you money. It's like saying, you know, the tools, like you can have a hammer and a tool set. Okay, you can also go and get one from, you know, BMQ or whatever you have in your country for $100. But that doesn't mean that you know how to go and build $1 million house just because you have the tool set, right? So this is where people get it wrong. Sometimes they sign up, they've seen a campaign, and people have said to me, hey, I signed up for ClickFunnels, what's different? Okay, well, there's 120,000 people inside of the ClickFunnels community. Do you see 120,000 people making millions? No, you don't. Okay, so they give you the tools, but you still have to go out and do the offer, create the sales system, have the funnel in place. So next thing is, why is this key? It's very important. Okay, so write this down. The sales letter / the VSL or the what we call the OSS, this sells for you 24/7, so you don't have to get prospecting, talking to unqualified leads. Okay, this is the only way to attract 24/7 clients. Every single guru that you follow, okay, they have one of these things inside of their companies. Okay, so why is this key? Because this is also part of what we call high. So when clients invest in our masterminds, one of the things that we give them is this sheet. We have an updated one, but this is one sheet where it shows you the different activities that give you a $10 activity or a $10,000 per hour activity. Okay, we want to focus on what's going to make us $1,000 to $10,000 an hour. The next component is booking a call. Okay, so one of the reasons why we have people book a phone call, and I'm going to just share this process with you, and why I've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds and millions of dollars is because, let's just say we have one traffic source. The Facebook ad leads to the landing page. The landing page leads to the authority video. The authority video, which you just watched, that's my authority video. Now, for you, it's going to be different, okay? And we have proven templates and tools. I've spent an absolute fortune hiring the best, finding the best, getting the best tools and templates and webinars and fill in the blank solutions so that when you get started with us, boom, you don't have to spend 6 months or a year trying to get it right. Imagine in your first 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 2 tries, you hit it out of the park. How many of you would love to do that? Right? This way, you're not wasting time, okay? This is what you have to understand. If you don't take massive action today, right now, then the next 1, 2, 3 years, it only gets harder. It doesn't get easier. It gets harder, okay? Yesterday, I was telling you about the new person that we hired. I don't know who he is. I don't really talk to him, but Mikey does because he's on the video marketing team, right? He's charging us maybe $1,000 to $1,500, and he's doing like one tiny thing, which is, have you seen those like 1-minute videos on Instagram? What do you call them? The IGTV? What do you call them? The reels, the TikTok stuff, right? The guy's gonna get paid $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Okay, he's got 5 to 10 clients. He's in Nigeria. Okay, I don't know about you, but if someone tells me that they make 5 to 10 grand a month and they live in Nigeria, that's a lot of money. What are you doing? Okay, if you live in any top English speaking country, which most of you do, and you're not making 5 to 10K per month, like, I'm confused. Okay, you have the opportunity. There's something's not adding up. If something's not adding up, that's where you need to say, hey, I need help. Okay, and make sure, if you haven't yet, book a call with my team. Okay, when you book a call with my team, they'll be able to identify which funnel is going to be right for you. For some people, they need a high ticket funnel. Some people, they want, I told you I'm going to review everyone's applications, okay, because I will choose the final 15. Okay, I think there's 2 people already joined us, Todd, who's here, and Dr. Tasneem. So we've already got 2 spots gone. Okay, there's going to be 13 spots available. That's it. I'm only taking on just 13 people, and every single one of these people, once you come in, you get qualified. Once you enroll, you're going to have a personal group consultation with myself. Okay, so this is not going to be for everyone. This is going to be just you guys and me. Okay, so this is the formula that we take people through. So I'll give you guys an example, and I'm going to give you the crash course actually, which is I'm not going to even go through all of this because it's going to be, I will share with you this, okay? The simplest way to make your offer, okay? Which is this. Here's what I've got for you. Here's what it will do for you. Here's what to do next, okay? And you can do this with almost any offer, okay? So for example, I'm going to just, I'm coughing quite a bit, excuse me. But I'm going to just do this for you guys, okay? So let me grab this and I'm just going to stick it on my phone and watch what happens, okay? So very quickly, okay. I just realized the back is so messy, or whatever. Okay, who cares? No one cares. No one cares. Do you guys care? No, you don't. Okay, watch this. Hey, what's going on? It's Shaqir Hussyin, founder of Founders.com. Listen, if you're watching this right now, there's a good chance that you've just gone through the Funnels Challenge, the 5-day workshop. And what I wanted to do, something really special, is to give you a personal one-on-one strategy session with one of our funnel advisors. Not every funnel will work for you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they look at this funnel game and they think, this person is doing this funnel, maybe I should just follow them, maybe I should just copy them, maybe I should just funnel hack them. But what you really need is a customized blueprint, something that's going to show you exactly where you're at, and then what are the 3 to 5 steps that you need to do. And as you're going through it, when you get stuck, and I can tell you right now, you will get stuck, because I've been doing this stuff for over 13 years. I've seen people go from 0 to $1 million in a year. I've seen people go from 0 to 10, $20 million in under 3 to 5 years. So I've seen it all. And I've also seen people try to make money online for 5 or 10 years, and they haven't made a single dollar. So, and I tell you, I really know you will get stuck. And the only question is, are you going to try to make mistakes and figure it out? Or are you actually going to take mentorship from someone who has the results? So if you've been following us throughout the 5-day challenge, or you've been seeing my ads on the internet for a while, and you're thinking to yourself, how do I really get it to the next level? Well, right now, what I'm doing is I'm offering a handful of free consultations on funnels, which funnel is going to work for you in 2023. click around this video, go and book a call, because when you do, here's what it will do for you. Okay. It's going to give you the clarity that you need. It's going to give you the roadmap to predictable revenue. And number 3, it's going to help you avoid the 5 deadly mistakes most people make when it comes to building their online business, whether they're starting up or they're scaling up. So if this makes sense to you, here's what to do next. Click around this video. The spots are extremely limited. Go and book in your call today. And me and my team will look forward to helping you succeed in 2023 with funnels. God bless, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. Excuse me. All right. Do you see how easy that was, guys? 2 minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah. Was that cool, you guys? Okay. 2 minutes. Now watch this. Type in, if that was cool, just type in if that was cool. If that wasn't cool, just let me know if it wasn't cool. Okay, that's fine as well. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, but here's why I do know what's even cooler than me just showing you guys, which is one part. I will upload that video. Okay, we will upload it. Very simple. I will take you through my checklist. If it doesn't match my checklist for video uploads, then I might do it again. Which, by the way, that only took me 2 minutes. Okay, so I can do it again. If it does, then guess what's going to happen? We're going to upload it into one of our funnels. And now that video can be watched by hundreds, if not thousands of people from all over the world. Is that valuable stuff? This is how I want you guys to start thinking. And if you look at it, all the top people, they do this, okay? So this is a little bonus. When you're doing this, you can call it Kickstart Your Income Session, Breakthrough to Success. If you're teaching people how to use their brain, how to lose weight, you can basically call it the 5 brain activators that 97% of people don't know. Book in a brain activation call. Okay, and do you see how I'm translating this? For example, Donald is on my team. Donald, give us a wave. That's Donald Cappy, everyone. Don Cappy, okay, from Miami, Florida. Don is a master at sales and selling to massive businesses, right? So for example, if he wanted to come up with something, he could say, find hidden sales centers in your company. Okay, free consultation will show you how. All right, next one. This is another funnel. Okay, so essentially this was me just putting a video, fill out a form, booking a phone call. Okay, and I'm going to give you the next one, which is this. Okay, it's called integrated product suite. Okay, now what is an integrated product suite? Just like what I shared with you, when you're starting off, you just need one product. Okay, one product does the job. As you start scaling, you want to have multiple products and services. Okay, what is multiple products and services? Just like how I shared with you, Apple has multiple products and services. Then we have what's called emails. Okay, so emails, when you're starting off, you want to get your first 500 to 1,000 leads. Okay, as you get your first 500 to 1,000 leads, now you can start scaling up. Okay, because of my ability to generate traffic, I can generate 3,000 leads in a day. Okay, if you had 3,000 leads, you could be making an extra $3,000 on the low end to on the high end, about $15,000 per month. Is this making sense to you guys? Give me a hands up if it's making sense. How many of you would love to have a funnel that generates 3,000 subscribers in a day? Now, let me ask you this. If you are able to generate 3,000 subscribers in a day or in a month, which is only 100 leads per day, do you really care about the people that say no to your products and services? How many of you will have a lot more confidence if you had the ability to pick and choose who you want to do business with? Type into the chat box confidence. Okay. In our business, we have the clear ability to pick and choose. Okay. So we get to decide and choose, hey, you know what? This person is going to be a right fit to make 10 grand a month. This person could be the right person that's going to make 50 grand a month. When I enrolled Todd, okay, I looked at it and I was like, okay, do I know somebody else in this industry that's making $1 million to $10 million a year? Yes. Would I be confident to help him with a funnel that helps him make an extra $1 million to $10 million a year? Yes. Does he have the right attitude? Yes. Even if he has an ego, because I understand people have egos and I'm human and we're human, everyone has an ego. If I work with this gentleman, can he come to me whilst he puts his ego on the door? Yes or no? Yes. You saw him just, and again, I don't mean to boast about him whilst he's here, but you saw him. I gave you the worksheet. He went and did the worksheet. Okay. So that says a lot about somebody. That also tells me a lot about the people that didn't do the work. Okay. This is one of the reasons why our mastermind is an implementation program. And is Reynold on here? Reynold, who is basically my client success director, has been working with me for the last 7-8 years. I think he's going to jump on in just a little while, but he's going to be doing a demonstration for you guys, with you guys in just a bit. Okay. So this is some key facts about email marketing. Most people don't buy your programs instantly. So you need to have an automated email funnel that follows up with them 3 to 7 times. Okay, nothing beats the power of connection of daily activities like emailing your list. Okay, so for example, if you're watching YouTube videos, you might get to know me. Okay, you might be on a challenge and you're getting to know me, but guess what? You're also distracted by everything around you. When you're on YouTube, there's 100 other recommended videos. Yes or no? When you're on TikTok, you got 10 seconds. You're scrolling nonstop. When you're on email, guess what happens? There's no one else taking your attention. Do you guys get that? This is why, ladies and gentlemen, the smartest, richest, wealthiest people, okay, they have big email lists. Why? If you have big email lists, then you have distribution. Does that make sense? For example, today, if Angela wanted to come in and she said, hey, Shaq, I want to join your program. How do I partner up with you? How do I learn from you? Let's just say Angela was to join my mastermind. And then she says to me, Shaq, I do a challenge that's only specific for ladies only. And I'm going to teach them how to do their own challenges, because now you've done 3 or 4 and you've invested in courses and training. So you have the expertise to teach somebody. Yes or no? Okay. So a lot of you will be thinking about, well, I don't know what to sell. Don't worry about that, because me and my team will help you find out what to sell that has the highest chances of success. Okay, using our formula, we'll know. Okay, I'll tell you specifically. And by the way, this I can't do this for everyone. It's physically impossible somewhat. But for the 15 people that I'm going to hand select, I'm going to help you. I'm going to tell you exactly. Here's the funnel that you need. Here's the offer that you need. Here's what to say. Here's how to say it. If you get stuck, and you will get stuck, you ask us, and we'll give you instant feedback on how to fix it. Okay, once a week, you'll have access to me directly, and I'll review your funnels. If you have access to me like this, do you think you could make an extra 10, 20, even 30K a month? Yes or no? Okay, the only thing that's going to hold you back is implementation, which we will help you with, and accountability. Okay, you're going to be held accountable by me. You're going to get things done. Okay, you're going to get things done. Do you guys get that? You're going to get it done. Okay, so I will tell you this. The most profitable campaigns, one of the most important marketing activities that I consider $10,000 per hour is emailing your list. And one of the things that I say, okay, that we teach our students, and we actually give our students access to, is 100 email campaign templates. Okay, so for example, let's just say, who's got an online business set up right now? Who has one? I guess Angela. Okay, let's just say Angela. Angela, if I came to your website and your funnel right now and I opted in, how many automated emails do I get?
The funnel that I have out now for the event, I think about 20, 25.
Okay, that's
I
a
have
good
7.
start.
Yeah, I have 7 follow-up emails after the event is done. So if they don't buy anything, they go into another email sequence.
Okay, nice. That's a very good start, because most people won't have this, right? So what we recommend people do is, if you want to make more money, you want to make 10 times the amount of money, just set up an entire automated sequence for one entire year. Okay. And if I give you a template of 100 proven emails, and each email goes out every 3 days, do you now have 1 year of automated email follow-ups? Yes or no? Do you now believe that you can make money whilst you sleep for the next 100 or for the next 12 months? Yes or no? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it works. I hope you're getting the aha. If you're getting it, type into the chat box right now, I'm getting this. I gotta see, because I see, all of you are still here. So that means you are dead serious about this. Okay, you're showing up, you're staying, you're committed. Okay, so one of the best things about this is this, okay? You own email, you rent traffic, your own email, okay? You own email. What I really love about email is that you own your list. It's the ultimate long-term digital asset, okay? I'm going to share something with you guys right now. Right now, I am planning to make this huge investment. I'm not going to share with you just in exactly what, but in something, okay? One of the things I'm doing, which is what I shared with you before, is I say, which funnel do I need to build? Okay. And then because I have a digital asset, which is my list, I go back to my list and I say, hey, subscribers, hey, customers, I'm doing this. Come and join me. Do you guys get that? So write this down. So for example, and again, I'm sharing with you a campaign. Okay. So one of the campaigns that we're going to do is called the Setter Agency, which is, for example, let's just say someone here wants to make an extra $1,000 to $8,000 per month, and they don't want to start their own business, and they don't even want to talk to people, but they have the ability to text and type. They can just chat to people, okay? And by the way, the $1,000 to $8,000, I'm just saying that as a number. Some people will make more, some people will make less. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you not one, but 2 case studies, okay? 2 real life case studies that people are making money, literally, that I've paid myself, okay? And so in January, we're going to launch this. Reynold, are you there? Reynold, give us a wave. Okay, yeah, me and Reynold are putting this thing together. It's called the Setter Agency, okay? And we're going to have basically the Setter certification. Actually, I think I bought the domain yesterday, settercertification.com, okay? And Setter Agency. So I'm going to basically help you become a highly paid setter, okay, to make 1K to 8K per month. So that's about $12,000 to close to 100K per year, literally texting and typing. I think it's one of the perfect side hustles anyone can start, right? Especially if they're like really brand new and whatnot. So in January, we're going to launch this and we're going to charge $10,000, okay? Which some of you are like, that's a lot. Some of you are like, nah, it's not a lot. It's a decent price. To us, it's not much, because one of the other guys right now charges around, I think, $40,000. Okay, I think he charges around $40,000. So we're going to come in at 10K. Our goal is to sell 100 units, and that's going to basically get us $1 million in cash. Do you guys see how I'm working through this? Okay, so if my goal is I want to make $1 million. And remember, I've got 15 cash sucking money making funnels all over the internet. But right now, I want, for my own sake, okay, I want to make an extra $1 million clean cash. My offer price is $10,000. How many customers do I need at $10,000? I need 100 people. Okay, where do I go and get them from? I know the traffic source to go and get them from. So write this down: Setter Agency. But are you guys getting this? Okay, let me ask you this, right? If you invested $10,000, and by the way, it's not for sale right now. We're not selling this today. But I'm just, if there's enough demand, maybe I'll consider it. But the Setter Agency in January is going to be $10,000. It's going to come with a Setter certification. You're going to be part of the Setter Agency. So we will recommend and we will give you the clients. One of the big issues people have is they don't know how to get clients. Well, what if we gave you a client to go and work for? How many of you think you can make an extra $12,000 to 100K per year by literally just texting and typing? Okay, just like how you text on your phone, we'll give you the scripts, we'll give you the training. Now, notice people are already saying yes, yes, yes. And I don't even have a sales page. I don't have anything just yet. It's just an idea. Does that make sense? So now, do I have the ability to sell it before I build it? Yes or no? Guys, that's exactly what I plan to do. Okay, these 100 people that are going to come in and pay $10,000. Okay, I will create what's called an MVP. Write this down: a minimum viable product, not the whole program, because the program is going to be taught live. Okay, and as people are coming in, based on their feedback, we're going to update it. This is how I build all of my programs. Okay, I don't spend 6 months or 1-2 years of my life building the best product. What I do is I want to get GPT. GPT, write this down. GPT stands for get paid today. I have to get paid today first, okay? For this campaign, I had to get paid for me to show up. I do not want to just work for free. I have to get paid just so I know this is going to be worth the time and effort, energy that I put in. Yes or no? when you adopt this thinking, and by the way, this is exactly what we teach in our mastermind program, you're able to have your own digital assets that you can tap into. You also put your marketing and sales on income on complete autopilot. The ability to create instant cash on demand. So like I said, one of the ways I'm going to get 100 people to pay me $10,000, okay, is I'm going to email my list. Now, if I have over 1.5 email subscribers, 1.5 million email subscribers, let's just say 50, even 150K is active. From 50,000 people, excuse me, from 50,000 people, all I need is 100 people to pay 10K. How many of you think I'm going to do that? No brainer. Okay, I've done this in the past many times over, and it's an absolute no brainer. So if you don't have your own email list, one, you got to show up for tomorrow. Today, make the commitment. I need an email list. Okay, this is one of the things the gurus, some of these gurus won't teach you. They'll tell you need to be posting on Instagram, you need to be making reels and dancing and doing all sorts of nonsensical stuff. Okay, some of those things work. Okay, for me, I'm not into that. Okay, what I need is a way that I can push a few buttons and make money and have a life. Okay, I want to be able to send an email, work 15, 20 minutes a day, send an email, have cash coming in. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, you can do all the fancy stuff afterwards. For example, this is a big mistake people make. Okay, now you're going to see me, you're going to be like, well, Shaq, I've seen you do TikToks and stuff. Okay, that's fine. Remember, I do TikToks, but it's like, it doesn't even take 1% of my energy. How? Because I make YouTube videos. Okay, now YouTube videos, I recommend you do that. My team will go in, 2 or 3 guys will go in, they will cut the YouTube video up. Then they will create TikTok, Instagram Reels, and whatever other stuff that they do. But do you notice it doesn't even cross my mind? Why? Because it's not the main thing. You have to keep the main thing that makes the most money. Okay, for us, it's funnels, it's offers, it's building my email list, it's buying traffic. Okay, GPT. All right, yep, get paid today. You can send emails every day to get cash every single day. Okay, I showed you guys how in one of my campaigns, $20 million in 3 years, what was it, like $18,000 per day? Guess what happened those 3 years, which is nearly 1,000 days. Okay, we were sending an email every single day. Okay, and in life, this is what I've learned. You just have to get rich once. Okay, as Alex Hormozi says, okay, you just need to get rich once in your life. Okay, Mark Cuban says this, right? So every single successful marketer will tell you that your list is gold. Okay, email is gold in your personal vault. Email is the ultimate income security. Here's what I'm also going to share with you. Remember yesterday I talked about the 4th turning. It was a little bit of a touchy subject. Okay, some people, get this. Some people, it's a little bit touchy. Here's the thing. You do not own YouTube. You do not own Facebook. You do not own Instagram. At any given time, they can kick you off. Yes or no, guys? Okay. I started sharing some personal political stuff around, excuse me, around religion and stuff, right? So anyway, I just did it. I did it. Okay. I'm not going to apologize for it. I did it. I posted some stuff on my Instagram. I think they started shadow banning me. I'm pretty sure. So now my posts don't get seen by as many people. Okay. But you can't do that because one, you don't have any following, or you don't have, from what I know, or you don't have a big email list. Okay. Essentially what I'm telling you is you have to play by the rules until you get to a certain point. Does this make sense, you guys? Okay. So for example, like I'll post religious stuff, or if I see some injustice going on, I'll post it. I don't care. But if you need to make an extra 10 or 20K a month and you rely on Facebook and Instagram, then you should not be posting. So that means you don't really have your own freedom. You can be an entrepreneur, but you don't have your own freedom. However, guess what happens? If you have your own email list, you own all of the leads. You can say whatever you want. No one's going to shut you down. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, this is my #1 asset that I protect. Anytime I want to come out, like I just told you, in January, I'm coming up with this new campaign. I want to get 100 people to pay me $10,000, and I'm going to basically give them a super high paying job being a setter. Okay, being a setter, and then I'm going to certify them, and they can basically work in my setter agency that I'm going to set up. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go straight to my email list. I'm going to promote. I'm going to say, hey guys, this is going to be a $40,000 or $50,000 program. because I'm going to include some other stuff as well. I'm going to include like setter agency and then how to become a closer and make 250K plus per year in commissions, right? So I'm going to like bundle 2 programs. So when I launch it to the mass public, it'll probably be anywhere from 30K to 50K, but I want to get the first 100 people in. That's why I'm only going to charge $10,000. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. So by the way, if you're interested, just write this down: setter agency, setter certification, $10,000. I mark the date because it's going to be January 25th. Okay. That's when I plan to launch it for $10,000. So if any of you want to basically buy it for $10,000, just know January the 25th, that's when I'm going to be opening the doors. Okay. Just make a note on that. So here's an example, right? So these were just stats. So if you see here, every single day I would send an email. Let's just say this day it got 11,000 people opening. Okay. So imagine if you wake up today, let's just say, God forbid, how many of you have ever gone through a really bad experience where you're like, oh man, I wish I had an extra $10,000 today, like immediately? Anyone? They're like, oh man, I wish I had like $20,000 to buy this mastermind program, or I wish I had like $50,000 to pay off this medical bill, or this tax, or some charity thing, or whatever. Okay. Imagine you wake up and you have access to a list that you can say, hey, today I need to make 10 grand. What can I do? Boom, go in and email your list. Imagine 100 people, 1,000 people. You can see in this stat here, 11,000 people opening my emails in one day. Can I sell almost anything to 11,000 people that are opening my list, my emails? Yes or no? Yeah, because if someone wanted to buy a car, if someone wanted to lose weight, I could just go in and promote anything as an affiliate, okay, and get thousands of people coming in. So this is how powerful this is. I'm going to drive it one more point home, okay? How do you get somebody to give you money for years and years, even for 8 to 10 years? I'll show you how. Email marketing. This gentleman in 2010, remember that year that idea was, I guess it was my first full year online marketing. Okay, remember the year I made 120K? Well, guess what? This gentleman was one of my clients. Okay, this is my email address, shaqirhussin@gmail.com. I found this email for you guys, especially 25th December 2010. He comes in and he buys a $9,997 program. I've never met him. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he's from. Well, I found out he's from a place in Thailand. He's a journalist, okay? British dude, moved to Thailand, lives in Thailand, still lives in Thailand today, okay? Guess what happens? A few years later, 2018, he buys a $3,000 product, okay? A digital product for $3,000. Then he comes to one of my live events. He spends like $1,500. He flies in from Thailand, okay? This is what he looks like. And then he comes in, this dude comes in, buys my coaching program and starts buying done for you traffic, which is basically like a $5 grand a month service. Okay, he ends up spending over 50 grand. Okay, now I want you guys to think about this. Okay, 8 years ago, he came across me. He came across my funnel. He joins my email list. And you know what he said to me the other day? It's on my Facebook. He literally said to me, Shaq, I still read your emails. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Okay, so this is what I mean when I talk about the power of these funnels. Okay, what's next? What's next is, like I said, your email list is relationship, is the ultimate asset that you'll build. Okay, next one is the power of webinars. Okay, if you do not have webinars in your business, you want to add webinars in your business. Okay, we give you templates, tools, resources for webinars. Okay, every single top earner that you know, they have webinars. Next one, live events and masterminds. Okay, so it could be live events, it could be challenges. Here's some of my live events. Okay, Online Business Summit, Traffic Millionaire Summit, Backpack Millionaire Summit, the Inner Circle Mastermind that we have. Okay, we have multiple events and we've hosted events all over the world. Okay, and the reason why I show and share this with you guys, okay, is because this is the power that I've seen people doing this from all over the world. Okay, so this was one of my students. She came in, she used to be a personal assistant or an admin assistant. Okay, and within a span of like 2 years, she won the ClickFunnels award. She done amazing things. She was speaking on stage. She was speaking at my events. Okay, this is another guy. How many of you have been doing something for so long that sometimes it's hard for you to realize there's a different way? Anyone? Raise your hand. It's like, oh my gosh. So this gentleman, he comes along and he joins. Well, I'll tell you how I meet him, right? So he basically works with people that make a lot of, he's a financial planner, okay? So he works with people that make a lot of money. So I meet him at in Tower Bridge. Everyone knows Tower Bridge. I meet him at Tower Bridge, and I'm wearing my hoodie. You know, I rock up, and he had just reviewed all my finances. Okay, because he was basically coming in to check some stuff about finances and just give me some advice. So the guy comes along, and he basically says to me that, well, first he says to me, "Wow, like how do you make all this money? And you dress like this, okay?" And he was wearing a 3-piece suit, and you know, we became friends and whatnot. And I would always make fun of him. I'm like, why are you dressed like this? Okay. And he would say, how is it that you make money at such a young age? And when I found out what he does, I want you guys to get this, okay? For 35 years, okay, older than me, he would drive up and down the country, okay? And what he would do is he would make one-on-one presentations. Are you guys getting this? Okay, he would make one-on-one presentations, and he would get people, to basically buy from him. So he went from, once he started investing with us, okay, and he bought one of my highest end programs, and all I did was his son joined, his 19-year-old son, and what he did was he basically got one of our funnels, okay? And when he got one of our funnels, here's what happens. He goes from, excuse me, he goes from chasing clients to now attracting clients. Okay, are you guys with me so far? Okay, instead of him driving up and down the country, he now stays at home and his funnels gets him clients. So what I'm saying here is I've seen people from any business. It doesn't matter if you have a physical, someone said to me, that Holly said that you have an offline business. If you have an offline business, okay, it doesn't matter what the business is. If you want to transition from offline to online, you want to pivot into the digital world, then the most important thing that you need and you need to have is a funnel. Because once you have the right funnel, then you can attract the right people, you can repel the wrong people. And then based on that, you can have different sales programs, different products and services. So if you see here, one of the things that we cover, okay, is you have to have integrated product suite, which means just like Apple will sell you the MacBook Pro, the iPhone, the laptop, the whatever, the iPad. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Apple products. Like, this is insane. This is not healthy, okay? I've got like 5 different Apple products. I mean, I remember like buying one of these iPads, and the lady goes, she was like, "Oh, do you want the something version?" And I was like, "What's the difference?" And she's like, "Well, the 3G or the Wi-Fi version will give you Wi-Fi." I was like, "Of course I need Wi-Fi." She goes, "Oh, then you need to get the upgraded version." And then she goes to me, "Oh, by the way, are you going to write on it?" I was like, "Of course, that's the whole reason why I'm buying the iPad." She goes, "Oh, I knew you were going to say that, so I already got you the pen." And I looked at the pen and I thought, this isn't free, is it? It's Apple, nothing is free. I looked at it and it was like $120 something for the pen. Okay, now what am I going to say to this lovely lady? She's just like gone all the way, picked out a pen. Am I going to say no? Okay, that would be a brokey thing. Okay, I don't want to be a brokey. Okay, brokey means like broke person. Okay, I don't want to tell her, hey, I don't want the pen. It's $120. I said, throw it in the bag. Come on. And I was thinking to myself, I went in just to get some iPad. She upsold me, and then she upsold me again onto some pen. So what I wanted to do for you guys, by the way, how many of you see the power of having your own funnel for you? Raise your hand, okay? So Amanda says she did good. By the way, Amanda, Reynolds just chimed in here, okay? Amanda, Samin, Donald, they're on my team. So if you guys can give us a wave right now. And what I'm also gonna say is if Hamza is here, Hamza, if you can drop a link to the challenge audit, okay? What we're gonna do is I'm gonna give Reynolds the screen. Reynolds, are you there? There you go. Reynolds.
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, Reynolds? Hey, so Reynolds, what I would have loved for you to do, by the way, how many of you, we're not going to do this too long because tomorrow we have a really special presentation, but maybe like for 5 or 10 minutes. So many people have been asking us, Reynolds, like, hey, what is the VIP Funnels Accelerator? You know, how does it work? How can I make my first 100K? How can I make my first 250K with the VIP Funnels Accelerator? So why don't you give like a 3 to 5 minute crash course and demo whilst I go make some tea? How's that, Reynolds?
Cool, no problem.
I just want to get my screen up. If you may pass me the co-host, that will be good.
Okay, awesome, guys. So just so you know, Reynold has been with me for the last 7-8 years. You know, it's like my right hand man when it comes to all right, Samin goes, hi Reynold. All right. So yeah, everyone's a big fan of Reynold. Reynold has been with some of my top clients. He's seen my students go from 0 to 50K, 100K a month. You know, sometimes me and Reynold would laugh. Like, this guy came in, like he bought a $25,000 funnel. We thought he was just a joker, and now he's made like $10 million. So we have endless case studies and stories like this. So I'm excited, Reynold. Welcome in. I am going to make you co-host.
All right, let me see if I can share my screen here. Guys, welcome to the call. I appreciate every single one of you guys for showing up. First of all, that requires a lot of effort and dedication. So for most of you that are here, I want you guys to applaud yourself, because most of the time you get people signing up for every single thing you see out there, but they never show up. Okay, so I want to applaud for yourself so that you can keep going throughout the weeks and days coming on. Okay, so I want to encourage you guys. Other than that, I also want to share with my screen so I can walk you guys through some certain things I want to share that might be important, so that I can open up your eyes so that you guys can see what's going on in the industry, like have a, I would say, insider perspective on the shift that is going on due to the pandemic, COVID, all those situations around the world. So if you look carefully at the screen, you're going to see basically two bars popping up, one of 90% and one of 65. If you're seeing on my screen, just let me know, raise your hands, put it in the chat box, yes, yes, yes. Let me know if you're seeing my screen, okay? Because it's highly important for you to understand that you guys are basically at the point of where you can ride a wave. You have an opportunity, but you can only ride that wave if you get on the board and pedal out into the waters, okay? You cannot ride that wave by sitting on the sideline at the shore. So you have to think, okay, how can I use this opportunity to put myself into the best possible position of which I can capitalize on this wave? Okay, so if you look carefully, there are maybe 90% of businesses, people, etc. They're going from the in-office type of work to remote, meaning going online. All right, either something part-time or going full-time, but they're considering it and they're doing it. Okay, because the industry is shifting, people don't want to sit in the office. The second thing is that 65% of them, okay, want to work flexible hours, okay? And they are flexible or trying to become flexible with their schedule as well. They don't want to be stuck somewhere in a building working for a boss the rest of their lives, because they saw that there's an opportunity out there online, okay? Because the internet has given us many different possibilities. So if I were to say, maybe 10 years ago, as Shaq said, for you to come online and make money, most people wouldn't believe it. But nowadays, it has become very common. You will hear about people making money on YouTube, making videos on TikTok, making videos on Instagram, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all those possibilities. So as that situation played out with the COVID pandemic, et cetera, you also have these stats, and you can see it's from July 2020. And if you want to, you can go and do your own research and find this out. But I brought it for you guys because, again, it opens your eyes to the opportunity that's going on. You see 70%, 47%, and 33% of people spend their time like this, on the phone, on the laptop, or on the desktop, either at home or at work. So you want to ask yourself, how can you put your offer in front of these people? Okay, how can you find these people online of which you can start engaging with them and you can start offering them your product, your service, whatever you have. So for us to just compile everything and just say it to you straightforward, you want to be looking at these, okay? When you look online, there's more content consumption. So you see people producing images, videos, producing products, consumable goods, whatever. You see a lot of organic communication. You see a lot of social media groups popping up everywhere on different sub niches. People that like dogs, people that like cats, people that like cars, people that like women, people that like shopping, people that like product, whatever. So many things coming online. At the same time, that produce a lot of business online as well. So if you want to think strategically, as Shaq said, for the long term, not only for tomorrow, you want to think, how can I capitalize this and make this my income for the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years, etc. You want to think, how can I use these within my structure, my system, my business? Okay, so there's 3 different ways, 4 different ways, many different variations of how people do it. For example, you can look at the hybrid high ticket. People send a bunch of traffic to groups. In the groups, they do small mini webinar workshops, and from there, book them on a call. Other than that, you also see that people send people to messenger chat, of which either if they haven't seen the product, heard of it, or know what it entails, they send it to the VSL and they can book a call, or they send it immediately to the book a call, as Shaqir said, through the setters, people that qualify, people that nurture, people that give value upfront, okay? And then book the call. Other is people sending them, or you as business owners, sending every traffic to your mini course. Mini course is 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. Most of them are like 5 to 10 minutes long, and people get a glimpse, a snapshot into the VIP accelerator, for example, or some other products that we have, or sometimes you can also modify this with the setters as well, meaning setters engage with people in there. What is a setter's role? As Shaqir said, having conversation of delivering value up front, solving people's problem. Because throughout the whole process, people have questions. People are curious. They want to ask questions here and there about certain things specific to their situation. So you want to be prepared for that. So what we recommend some of you guys is to do this model. So you have cold social media outreach or driving traffic, send it to messenger chat, have a VSL, and then send it to booking. This is one of them, okay? As I said, there's many different variations. We tend to focus more on paid ads because with paid ads, if you want to crank the sales up, then you can simply invest a bit more money and focus more on the conversions. So what I'm referring to as focusing on a conversion is once you find your target audience, once you find an audience that is hungry, you want them to raise your hands for your offer. Okay, so in other words of saying, if you're targeting business owners and you're selling, I would say traffic, you're selling websites, you're selling funnels, you are selling business opportunity, you're selling helping people acquire a skill, then you want to think, in what situation do I need to find this person for them to feel and also see the value of my offer? In what specific situation? Once you can clearly define in written letters what that situation is, then you want to think, where can I find these people that are hungry in that specific situation? Okay, we are trying to look for someone, a person that wants and needs what we have. And from there, we start fishing them. If we know where to find that pond, where to find that specific place that we can go, and then they raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested. What do you have? They want to see it. They want to hear from it, or they want you to give them a demo. All right. So that is what Shaqir just explained a minute ago. He doesn't need to have a funnel or create something. He can simply give you the outline of the concept of what it is that he's going to offer you. And then you say, yes, I'm interested. That is what you're looking for, especially right now, moving forward into a more, I would say, online conversational transaction. Okay. And I use the word conversational specifically to help you understand that it's not randomly hiding behind the scenes. I don't want them to look at me, etc. It's more as, how can I help you? What do you need? How can I cater what I have to fit your needs? Some type of conversation like that. So what you want to look for when you're thinking of going after making that income like 10K per month, MRR, which is the monthly recurring revenue, you want to make sure you have your niche and your offer dialed in. This is a key. If you're unclear as to who you are targeting, going after, trying to communicate to, or articulating your value towards, it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm very like straight to the point. It's not going to work. As if you're trying as an adult, as a parent, communicating with your relatives, nephews, kids, whatever, and you're trying to want them to do something, but you don't articulate clearly what you want, they're going to be confused. They don't know what to do or what you want. So you have to think, okay, how can I say this in a much more defined, specific manner to help them? So once you have all of that list.
So the lady at Walmart said, congratulations.
I guess I have someone over here jumping in as well. So once you have that specific audience defined, then you want to think, okay, how can I start optimizing my social media, my visual presence online? If this is not optimized, again, people are curious by nature. So once they see your offer out there, either running social media posts or you're running ads or something, people naturally want to search for you, who you are, what you're doing, what are you selling, who are you hanging out with, because they want to find out who's behind this brand or business or offer. Okay, so your social media needs to be optimized. Think on your images, think on what you're saying, think on your profile description, all those things, and even the links sometimes you post. Okay, the reason I say that to you, because you want to engineer what it is that you want people to see. Okay, it has to be on purpose. So if you're good at providing people bookings, conversions, funnel designs, traffic, education, or you're best teacher in the world, or you're best painter in the world, or you have the best craftsmanship, whatever, you have to show that. Okay, you cannot leave it hanging out or, out behind or something. You have to display it. Second to that, you have to also personalize your conversation or your Loom videos. Most of you guys are not agencies. Most of you guys are standalone, I would say, independent entrepreneurs. So think on your conversation. Is it value-based, or does it sound like a needy person needing the money right now? Like, yes, buy, buy, buy. So if it's not value-based, meaning you don't solve a problem, you don't contribute to a breakthrough idea, then the conversation is kind of meaningful, or meaningless, I would say, instead of meaningful, because people will feel like, this person is only trying to sell me. They don't help me out. Other than that, think of a script you can use. Now, we give you guys all of these, but I want you guys to think, okay, I can clearly see, in this case, you guys can clearly see we have this process defined step by step. And once you have the script rolling, you know what to say, you know how to say it, you know what tonality to say it. If they have questions, objection, you know in what ways to help them understand your value. Then it's about thinking on effective delivery. Okay, how do you deliver to the client in a way the client feels happy? And I'm just randomly sending everything through an email, or am I trying to engage with them, trying to jump on a call with them? Am I giving them an onboarding? So you have to think all of that. Now, when you do all of this, then it's the fun part. And I'm talking about scaling the offer, scaling the business. This is everything, and I'm just giving you guys an overview, but this is everything that we cover inside what we have here for the VIP Accelerator program. So as you can see on the right, we have a list of things that you can step by step go through the entire program. But instead of for me just opening one by one by one by one, I want to give you the overview. So that is why I'm sharing this structure for you, so understand the fundamentals. If you understand the fundamentals of running an online business, you're gonna definitely succeed, because you only have to focus on the core key elements, not every single thing outside, because every single thing surrounding them, like Shaq showed you guys a minute ago, logo design, whatever, those things you can delegate. Those things are not the most important part. The most important part about scaling a business, or especially if you're starting out, is knowing the CPA, or cost per acquisition, the cost per acquiring a client, how much you're paying per lead, how much you're paying per sale. Per lead, you can pay, for example, if you're running Facebook ads, just to give you guys an idea, you can pay anywhere between $3 to maybe $20, $25. If you're closer to $20, $25, you're already overpaying per lead. If you're closer more to $3, $4, or $5, then you're doing good. You're below the benchmark, and the industry benchmark is around 7. Okay, so you can kind of have an idea where your focus should be. So once you have that going, it's about thinking on, okay, am I paying more on the cost to acquire a sale, or I'm paying less when I get a client? So the average cart value, the ACV, needs to be more than what I'm paying on ads to acquire a client. If it's more, you're in profit. And then it's thinking, how can I optimize my funnel? Thinking on the conversions, okay? And on the second level, then I want to play with this. So if one video is producing, I don't know, like 10% conversion, how can I modify and play with that video to get it up to 15 to 20 to 25? Okay, so I'm increasing my cart value as my ad spend stays the same when it comes to the cost of it. And this is how, as I said here with the Rocket, I'm going to scale. This is how we scale throughout all the years. If I'm not mistaken, like, what will be like 10, 11 different businesses, right? Doing ads, doing funnel delivery, agency work, building up, doing live events, many different things. All of them the same fundamentals, the same scaling formula. And from there, then
is this making sense to you guys? Ronald, I'll take over from here. Is this making sense to you guys? Just give me a thumbs up if it's making sense, okay? Because what you, and we're going on a little bit longer than usual, but like I say, the more you learn, the more you earn, okay? Keep you on that slide, Ronald. So the reason why we're sharing this with you is once you understand the formula, okay, once you, like, let's just say number one, we build you the funnel, okay? That's like the first stage. We do all the tech stuff for you. I have a team now. There's about 20, sometimes 25. Sometimes my team would be like, Shaq, there's so many more people on the team. Look, I got to focus on you guys, my clients, okay? So the team takes care of the team. I take care of my clients. So number one, we do the tech stuff for you. This is where 99% of people, they get stuck, okay? If you get stuck in life and you can't see, then what happens is there's only one thing that happens. It only goes downhill, okay? If you meet somebody who's broke, poor, and complaining all the time, they don't have any money. 2-3 years later, you meet them again. Guess where they're at? They usually, if they don't change anything, they're usually in the same place. Yes or no? Okay. And I've seen this, ladies and gentlemen. People will come to me at my live events. They will tell me, hey, Shaq, I've always wanted to start my own business. And they've been telling me that like for 5 years or 10 years. So if you don't get the right help, okay, then you're always going to be chasing your tail. And if you are someone who's like, hey, I'm ready to go all in and I need help, then tomorrow I'm going to open up a handful of spots. But for some of you, which I'm guessing there's 50 people here, there's between my Facebook groups, there's probably more people that's watching this. I want to give you guys an opportunity, okay, to get in early. Okay, get in early means speak to someone from my team, get access, become one of the top 15 people. Okay, so is it okay if I spend about 5 or 10 minutes going over this with you guys right now? Since you guys are here right now, I'm guessing yes. Type in yes if you want to see, and then I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. So give me at least 20 people saying yes, yes, yes. Okay. Reynolds. Okay, so first of all, Reynolds, I'll talk over your slides for a minute or two, and then I'll go back. Okay, so yeah, keep you on this one. So here's basically the big problem. Okay, you guys ready? There's too much information, overwhelm. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, they buy products and services, but then they get stuck. And so when they get stuck, they don't have a fast resource to get unstuck. So then what happens is they chase the next shiny object. Does that make sense? So that's what we found the big problem. Second big problem is people just don't know what to sell. Okay. They think they have a great idea. They think, they've seen someone else, some guy on Instagram, some girl on Instagram, some mother at home making TikTok videos. And now they think, oh, that's great. Okay. Just like some people look at me and they say, oh my gosh, he's doing these 5-day challenges, so I should do it too. No, you should not, because this is one of the worst, I shouldn't say worst things, but this is one of the most hardest things, because you have to spend a ton of money on Facebook ads. Okay. There's the day before yesterday, I was creating this SOP with my team, and there's like 79 different steps that you have to execute for a great challenge. Okay. Now for you guys who are going to be clients of ours, I'm going to give you my SOPs, but let's just say Samin, give us a wave, Samin. Okay. Samin's on my team. Okay. Now if Samin said, hey, Shaq is doing these 5-day challenges, let me just jump on. She has absolutely no idea where, she knows because she's on my team, so she knows a lot. But let's just say she would have no clue on how to run traffic or how the technical stuff works, because she's not technical at all. Does that make sense? So sometimes you might look at somebody and be like, oh yeah, they're doing this. It's the absolute wrong way. What we do, me and Reynolds, specifically Reynolds in this case, he goes through a 1 to 3 hour deep dive group onboarding session. So it's like, let's just say, it's Amy, Holly, Patricia, David, Angela. So he'll have like 5 or 10 people on one group call. If you need one-on-one call, he's available. And my other team members, we have 5 different classes every single week that happens. Okay, so 5 of my coaches, they come on. So if you get stuck, for example, I'm just going to pick somebody who has an online business right now. Just raise your hand. Okay. Okay, so let's just say Angela. Okay, so for example, Angela, right now she's on Instagram because that's, I think, where she met me. Okay. So on Instagram. So for example, you're on Instagram, you're making your posts. Now, imagine you're posting for say 30 days and you're not making at least 10 grand a month. Okay, so then you either have a challenge with your offer, your funnels, the traffic, or your sales. So you got 4 different issues here, okay? Or maybe one of them. So now what will happen is on Friday, one of my ladies, I shouldn't say one, I was about to say one of my ladies. I only have one lady, okay? That came out really wrong. I was gonna say one of my ladies. Okay, so one lady from my team, she's gonna teach you the art of copywriting, okay? How to write words that turn into cash, what to say, how to say, okay? And she's worked with, by the way, how many of you know a guy called Dr. Eric Berg on YouTube? Dr. Eric Berg, he's got like, I think 7 or 8 million subscribers. He gets like 100 million views every month. Dr. Eric Berg, okay? She works with this guy, okay? So this girl that I have, she's at the top of the range when it comes to copy, okay? What happens if Angela now needs help? Boom, she's there every Friday. So now, as you're going through, maybe you get stuck on sales, okay? On Wednesdays, my guy Marco comes along, and Marco can teach you how to effectively close high ticket sales, okay? Marco used to, he works with me. He's been working with me for a couple of years now. He's been selling for 35 years, okay? That's older than me. So before I was even born, this guy was closing deals, okay? 35 or 36 years, okay? And he lives out in Portugal. He's from UK. So he's great. Is Donald there? Don Cappy, are you there? Okay. Not sure if Don is there. So I have Reynolds, who does organic traffic, okay? So one of our clients recently, Jamal, you're going to hear from him in the next couple of days. He went from 0 to 250,000 pounds, guys, okay? With 0 paid ads. Okay, so the entire SOP, the system, the traffic that he uses, guess what? You're going to have access to this. We have Traffic Tuesdays. So my Facebook ads expert, he jumps on and he shows you how to spend $10 a day, $100 a day, $1,000 a day on Facebook, whatever your budget is. And guess what? On Mondays, yes, Mondays, last but not least, me. I show up and I do a call every single Monday. Okay. So we have a group of clients from all over the world. They come in and I personally review. Now imagine Angela says, hey, Shaq, I've been doing this program and I've been trying to get to 10K or 30K per month. What are my next 3 to 5 things? She doesn't have to wait. She's talking to me directly. Angela, do you think you're going to get to 10K, 30K, 100K much faster? If I was telling you, here's the 3 things you need to do. Yes or no? Angela? There you go. Okay. Now imagine Angela turns around and she's like, she's stuck with, she doesn't know how to, all I have to do is just be like, hey, Marco, from my team, have a one-on-one call, help her with a script. Hey, Reynolds, come up with a content marketing plan for her. Oh, by the way, no offense here, but let's just say her copy sucks. Okay. I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? This doesn't look good. Don't worry. My copywriter will rewrite everything for you. Now you have 10 done for you social media posts to post. Do you think her chances of success is going to be much more higher? Yes or no? Yes or yes, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, yes or yes? This is how I created this program. And I created this program because I wish when I was starting off, someone would have given me access to something like this. Okay, so I'm going to just walk you through 1 or 2 steps of this. And if you are, I'm going to go through all of this actually. What I will do is just go through a summary. And the best way to do this summary is, look, we've already got 1,000+ students, high ticket students from all over the world. I wanted to do something really special. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this. It's like a 5 or 10 minute video. And then I want to send you guys the link. Okay. And remember what I said.
One of the biggest
we're going to open this up to only 13, okay, 13 clients. So you already saw Todd Phillips is coming in, dropping, he's essentially buying the $100,000 program. So we're not going to sell any more of the $100,000 program for anyone watching this, okay? But we do have spots for the other programs. And I want you to just watch this video and then I want to send you a link to apply. So if you can hear this.
Shaqir's quickly become one of the biggest leaders in this industry, and he's a phenomenal teacher who really, really cares about his students and the people that he works with.
Shaq, I was thinking about just in a very short time how much you helped me.
Shaqir has incredible.
It has equated in the last 2 years to over $10 million, and my life has changed forever.
Hey, welcome to funnels.com VIP section. I am so excited. I hope you really enjoyed our webinars, our 5-day challenges, our special email invitation to take advantage of this brand new offer that we've put together. Over the last 12 years, I've seen what business models work, what doesn't work, and today I'm so excited and so happy to announce our Funnels Accelerator 3.0. This is all brand new. That's going to help you, guaranteed, really crush your goals. I'm not talking about just having your own online offer. I'm talking about having multiple online businesses in one, starting with a high ticket offer. If you've seen all of the biggest, highest paid people online, you've seen people winning awards, you've seen people getting on stage, people that are becoming influencers, people that are highly paid. What's the one thing in common that they've all got in common? They all have their own high ticket offer. They all have a high ticket program that allows them to spend money to get customers. In today's case, we are going to let you join our program. If you qualify, then we're going to give you our plan to make your first 100K to 250K with 0 ads down, 0 ads. So you don't have to be spending any more money than what's required. And it's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of wasted attention, a lot of energy, and a lot of money. And we see people that come to us, they say, Shaq, I have been watching you online for years. Or sometimes they just say, hey, I just came across you 5 days ago. I joined your 5-day challenge. Or I just watched you on a webinar. Or someone sent me an email recommending you to. However you found this, I want you to know that we've been doing this for a long time so that we know exactly what it takes to help our clients go from here to in the fastest, shortest time possible. So this is why this offer is especially limited to just 30 new clients each and every single month, because we want to work with you on a close basis. And here's why you want to join this right now. The big problem is online, you don't know where to choose. This person is promoting this program, this person is selling this new tactic. I've been doing this for over 12 plus years, and in my time, obviously, I've generated tens of millions of dollars for myself. But most importantly, for you, I've helped hundreds and hundreds of students all over the world quit their 9-to-5 job, start a side hustle, start a full-time business. Some of them went on to become millionaires. I have over 35 millionaire students. You've probably seen some of their testimonials throughout these past 5 days. Some of them come in and they want to share with my audience, with my customers like yourself, how they were able to do it. So this is your time right now. Take advantage of it. What I'd say is, if you've been wanting to build your own business where you can make a realistic 10K, 30K, even 50K plus per month, these are the programs that you want to consider right now. Booking a call with one of our client enrollment directors, and you're going to be able to speak to someone from my team. They get booked out really quick. So I just want to give you a heads up. If you try to book a call right now and it says spots are gone or find another time to book, then unfortunately you're going to have to be put on the waiting list. But when you click on this link, and if by chance you see spots are open, please make sure you grab your spot right away so you can book in a call with one of our client enrollment specialists. They'll be able to answer any and all of your questions. What I've also done is, down below this video, I've put together a little demo video that shows you behind the scenes of the program. So you actually see and know, okay, this is how it works. This is how I can go from 0 to 10K per month. This is how I can make my first 100K. Okay, here's the students that have gone through the program. For example, Jamal, who was a corporate worker during the pandemic, as the world got shocked, he lost his business, he lost his job. And then he got online and he came to me and I gave him the funnels and the systems and all of the templates that we use, because he's been struggling to start a business for over 5+ years. And just in the last few years, in the last couple of years, he's generated over £250,000 with zero ad spend. Okay, literally following step by step what we've given him. He hasn't even followed all the steps. Otherwise, he'd easily make $1 million or more. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to do this, but this is the best offer that I've put together for serious entrepreneurs, serious people that are looking to quit their 9-to-5 job. They want to ditch their corporate rat race and they want to start something that's going to really take them to the next level. So go ahead right now, book in your call. Now, before you even think about, oh my gosh, I'm risking my money, this is too expensive, this and that, let me just put your mind at ease right now. This program comes with a 300% success guarantee. Now, this goes way beyond just a, oh, you know, is it a money back guarantee? No, it's not a money back guarantee, but here's what it is. Whatever you invest in today, right now, as you go through this enrollment process, if within 90 days you do not make your investment back, we will work with you up to for 1 whole year to ensure that you've made your money back and at least $20,000 on top. Otherwise, we'll work with you one-on-one for free. Okay, no one else in this entire industry is making this offer. The reason why I can make such a irresistible grand slam mafia offer is because I'm confident in the results that this program creates. So with that out of the way, your success is almost guaranteed. You have to show up, you have to do the work, you have to show up for the calls, and we're here to help you get it to the next level. You know, one of the biggest questions that people ask us is, hey Shaq, how much is the program? The investment for the program really depends on where you're at and where you want to get to. And there's a couple of different levels. So what I'd recommend is go ahead, book in a call, and my team will be able to show you the different pricing for the different offers. And what's cool is, if you need help with financing options, if you need help with payment plans, you know, we're very flexible. We've been doing this stuff for a very long time. Our success record for our clients is unmatched. You can see the testimonials below, and we're looking forward to having you. So go ahead, book your call in. Second question is, you know, can you prove that this will work for me? Absolutely. Well, look, it's like driving a car. You know, if I show you how to drive a car, once you learn how to drive a car, you can never almost unlearn it. It's the same thing with making money online. For over a decade now, I've been making over 7 figures in my online business. Okay, that's over 100 grand per month. And the reason why is I was able to learn a skill that no one can take away from me. no pandemic, no government, no recession. No one can take away from me. And so I want to empower you to build these skills that can pay you for the rest of your life. And these skills are transferable. So if you learn them, if you have young kids, if you have grandkids, if you have friends, family members, if you know people around you that you can benefit, trust me, you can take this and you can give it to others. My friends and family, I have employed my own family members and I've transferred some of these skills to them. So this is one of the best investments you can make today for the rest of your life. Go ahead, book your call in. What else is I've included a list of the common questions down below. Make sure you read them. Take advantage of this special offer. Me and my team look forward to having you as one of our success stories. God bless you. And I'm excited that you're taking the next step with us. Thanks so much. I'll speak to you soon.
Forever.